So we do have TTC to open up tonight. Okay. And by the way, Belema might be scarce tonight. But we'll hold it down. We'll hold it down. But yeah, man, we have top 10 right in front of us. Okay, remember from last week we were talking about some of the album charting activities as well. But yeah, man, last week we had before holding down the top spot. Do we also see another week for before still doing it? How are you feeling?
I honestly don't know, but I see some nice songs off that Victony album. So, but I don't know.
No,
Let's
but the
see.
Victony just dropped. This will be the week Ayra
Oh, it's
Starr's.
gonna be next week. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah, that's
this is
true.
the week Ayra Starr's
Yeah, yeah,
album,
yeah.
Stargirl. Oh man, I wish Belema was here, bro, to see how Stargirl was going
Yeah,
to
but that
come drop.
I would like to see what's keeping people up with the Era album. I'd like to
Okay.
see what they like of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I know there was Heaven Baby, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that will reflect on the charts.
Yeah.
So
Do you
yeah.
guys have a number of how many songs you think might creep up in the top 10?
Uh, so
I'll
I
say
don't
three
know.
or four.
I don't know.
3 or
I
4.
don't know.
Okay.
I'll say two.
Okay.
I really lean towards three, to be honest. Not four, bro. Like, I'm
3.
trying to be
Okay.
generous.
All right. All right. All right. All fair
I
numbers.
feel like I'm also in that range, 2, 3.
2, 3.
Because if I'm to think of songs, I'm thinking
Yeah.
Heaven Baby, of course, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
also thinking Tornado. The other song I'll be thinking is like Miss Paper,
Right.
but I don't know if the traction has been that
Mm-hmm.
the majority of the songs I would think of normally are already out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Let me put it that way. So
Yeah. Gotcha.
yeah,
Understood.
I think
Understood.
Dangerous actually cracks it for some weird reason.
Dangerous the intro, right?
Yeah, the intro, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
yeah, the
Okay.
intro.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, let's find out, man. Let's find out. First off, we have some activity just outside the top 10. Okay, Hot Kid and Zlatan's Baba returns to a number 13 peak on Nigerian Top 100. Shout out to Hot Kid. Okay, doing his thing. Also some activity outside the top 10 this week. We have I'm fine. I butchered the name. It's the German song. I think it's the German song that's showing up here.
Good
Kids,
and Thug.
yes, is gut Gunug is the name of the song.
Gonna yeah. That I think you kind of got it.
Yeah,
I forgot the spelling. I would have pronounced it right.
yeah, and the name of the artist is Kids.
Wait, the song or the remix?
The remix actually. The song
Okay.
debuts on 24 on the official Top 100 with its remix featuring Omale and 255. It is also number 1 on official Top International Songs chart this week. Oh, I didn't know we have an international songs chart. Probably need to be probably more on Turntable, man. Anyway, another action just outside of the top 10. We have Attention by Fola, which debuts at number 34 off just 2 days of availability during the tracking week. It is aiming to rise to the top 10 in its first full week of tracking. Good on Fola as well. I'm thinking maybe the next full week for the song might see it compete in the top 10. But yeah, man, just off 2 days at number 34 is not bad. All right. All right. Um Oh yes, I'm missing one big one. One activity outside of the top 10. Okay. We just mentioned it earlier actually. Ayra Starr's Tornado ranking at number 15 in its 10th week on the top 100. All right.
Atrocity.
All right. So that makes it the highest charting track of the album that is outside the top 10. Does that make sense? I don't want to scare everybody. Does that make sense?
I say it
Atrocity
doesn't want
still.
to scare. Anyway, yeah, but like, um, just going off uh the numbers that we were saying previously, like the
Yeah.
reception from Tornado, I don't think it's quite shocking. So
Yeah. What was the peak for Tornado? Was it like 3?
Yeah, so I know. Like
Let me check.
Tornado was in the top 10 before. I know it dropped
Yeah, it
out maybe
was.
like the last 2 weeks.
It was
I
in
know
the
it
top
went
10.
out and it came back up. So like I
Yeah.
know it's been dicey. So
Let me confirm what it was as of say last week, or to at least you can tell the peak from last week. Okay, so it peaked at
I know it was
number.
at 11, whether 2 weeks ago. I'm not sure.
It peaked. So it's saying here that it peaked at number 7. Oh wait, yes, it peaked at. Try this website. Yeah, it peaked at number 7. All right, just a heads up, Harvey. Background noise. Appreciate it.
I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. You can just mute. You don't need to apologize. All right, man. Yes. We are still counting down to the top 10 songs tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we have at number 10. At number 10 this week, we have Davido's former number 1, I Know Who I Be with GLCJ and Jazz World, slipping from number 8 to number 10 this week. All right. At number 9 this week, rounding up, we have Asake's Gratitude. Okay, holds at number 9 in its 16th week. 16th week on the charts. Throughout its charts run, it has never left the top 10, including its debut week at number 1. Gratitude is holding up, man. 16 weeks in the top 10. At this week's number 9, basically. All right, moving up to number 8, we have Asake again. Landlord is here. Benson and Asake with Ejameja falls from 5 to 8. Moving up to number 7, we have Fola and Ayra with the former number 1 with Treat You Right holding up at number 7 in its 7th week on the chart so far. Moving up to number 6, we have Slick by Victony. Okay, holding at number 6 for yet another week. It previously topped the charts for 3 weeks. All right, that brings us to number 5. This week, we have Already Fallen, which actually, no pun intended, falls from number 4 to number 5. And we have number 4 this week. Number 4. What are we saying? At number 4, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we get busy. With Stargirl, Ayra Starr, and Zayn's Heaven Baby debuts at number 4 on this week's Nigeria Top 100 with 2.78 million on-demand streams, making it number 3 on streaming, and 40.7 million in radio reach, making it number 16 on radio. It is Ayra Starr's 23rd top 10 entry on the official singles charts and Zayn's first top 10 entry in Nigeria. Heaven Baby is the 6th top 10 entry of the artist's 3rd studio album, joining Gimme That with Wizkid, which peaked at number 3, Hot Body at number 3 again, Who's That Girl, which peaked at number 2, Where Do We Go, which peaked at number 10, and Tornado, which peaked at number 7. As a result, Stargirl now holds the record of the album by a female artist with the most top 10 entries in history, surpassing Ayra Starr's own The Year I Turned 21, which had 3 songs in the top 10. All right, that's this week's number 4, Ayra Starr and Zayn with Heaven Baby. Okay, at number 3 this week, we have T by Rema, still holding down the same spot on its 2nd week on the charts. And at number 2, ladies and gentlemen, we have GTA by Ycee Vibes. And that brings us to this week's number 1. Okay, before we do a quick. Let's do a quick recap of this week's top 10 before we get to number 1. Davido at number 10 this week with I Know Who I Be with GLCJ and Jazz World. At number 9, we had Asake with Gratitude. At number 8, we had Asake and Benson with Ejameja. At number 7, we had Fola and Ayra Starr with Treat You Right. At number 6, we had Slick by Victony. And at number 5, we had Davido's Already Fallen. At number 4, we had the debut for Ayra Starr and Zayn with Heaven Baby. And at number 3, we had Rema with T holding down the same spot. At number 2, we had GTA by Ycee Vibes, also holding down the same spot. Which then brings us to this week's number one, which logs the number one spot for the third week. Okay, for the third week in a row. Ladies and gentlemen, Davido's Before with Mayokun and Fola tallied 4.29 million on-demand streams, making it number one on streaming, and 88 million in radio reach, making it number one on radio. As a result, it leads the official top 100 for a third week, as well as topping both component charts simultaneously for the first time, making it the most dominant number one song in months. It is the first song to lead both the streaming and radio charts simultaneously since Black Bones and Asake's Chanel achieved the same feat in the week of June 12th. That's this week's top 10. Ladies and gentlemen, for the third week, Davido Before. Anyway, man, we're pivoting the conversation, or at least Ycee wanted to say hello. What's good, Ycee?
Oh no, are we talking about Victony's album? That's why I came
Yeah.
up.
Oh, okay. Well, perfect then. That's blessed. Okay, because I was thinking maybe you wanted to.
We all know why we're here.
I know everybody knows my way. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Victony's sophomore album just came out, Starlife. Okay.
ATTW.
Relentless run of singles, of course. I mean, following the slick moment, the fresh moment. It was dope to see him capitalize, or at least just to pick up on the momentum and release an album in due time. We saw the 1 week push, okay, that starved us for a bit, but we are here now. We have it. We have the album in front of us. I know there's going to be lots of conversations because I've already seen all the conversations happening so far around this album on the TL. But I'm looking forward to it tonight. Appreciate everyone that's able to join the conversation. I'm going to open it with Dante, since he has strong thoughts on this album, bro. What are you saying, Dante? Starlife, Victony, how was that experience for you?
It was surreal. It was ethereal. It was, celestial. It
Wow.
was, yeah, crazy. It was a spiritual journey, low-key. A spiritual journey of dance music.
Okay.
Yeah, where do I start from? I don't know. There's a lot to talk about on this album. There's a lot. But let me reply critics first. I think
They are
it's interesting.
critics.
There are critics. And I
Oh,
think they are
wow.
criticizing the one thing that there is to criticize. But I don't even think the critique is coming from like a person or deep place. It's just like, oh, this is the one thing we can fault, so we fault it, right? So there are people talking about, is this is this all there is to the Starlife lifestyle that you're talking about, or is this all there is to stardom? And this is the reason I feel like I know it's one thing to consume the artist only when they release music, but you can't just you can't do only that and complain. Why? Because the artist is also doing a whole bunch of things like interviews, there's videos, there is stories, Apple Music has write-offs that you can read and all these things. But critics have to do their job. So but there is the one thing they're like, yo, where's the introspection? Where's the vulnerability? Where's the all that? So uh yeah, so the story started with or this the recent season of this story, let's say started with Stubborn. It was an album that, addressed a whole lot of things. Then it doubled down and dropped Very Stubborn, which literally means very doubling down on the whole lot of things it was addressing before, to the point whereby it was actually calling its counterparts name like Rema and Benson, and the fact that people compare into those people and how he feels about that. He feels about that. How many people actually do that? Not a lot. Not a lot of people will come out and be like, oh yeah, they compare me to these artists, and I'm like, don't they know what I am? And then you get songs like Ordinary Things, you get all these VS freestyle, and now when you now get into this album, it shouldn't be surprising because there are so many things. On your first listen, first of all, I think you only said Ebelebe one time, and that was on Typo, the last track.
Yeah.
And from a space was doing earlier, I think you wanted to make Typo a release like a freestyle before this album came out, and his team disagreed that oh they feel it's too much of a jump. But as a Victony consumer, I didn't think it was too much of a jump. Why? It was the one song that had the Ebelebe thing that he said that I don't think he said really on any other song on this
Okay.
project, and it transitions well in between era, which was the role he wanted it to play. And when
Right.
I heard it, I thought like this was the role because I thought Typho was going to be the intro. I'm going to be honest because that's the song it was a snippet for a while and I
Yeah.
wanted it out. So I thought it was going to be the intro, but it wasn't. Right now, let's now get into the material. It's I feel like Victoni had a muse or a bunch of muses and he milked the heck out of them for inspiration.
Right.
Because whoever these people or this person is, God bless them. If this is what we get from you being around them, absolutely like 10 over 10. Um, there
Who's
are
counting?
what is it?
Sorry, just keep it
I
going.
said
Just keep it
who's
going. Just
Yeah.
keep it going, man.
All right. So there are a bunch of like nuggets on this project. There is the character Sagalomo, and he's just talking about the eyes for the most part. And the one time that you get a reference to the past was on Missing Piece, where when him and the lady were talking, there was Ordinary Things from the project before this,
Yeah.
Twin Under, which
Mhm.
goes into Twin, produced by Oldman Jingles. Shout out Oldman Jingles. That, Twin embodies like this style of production that my first encounter with it was Joji. I don't know who knows Joji. He has this thing in his DNA of his productions whereby you have something soft going on. It could be in the pads, the chords, using like wood pianos and stuff. But yeah, it was done with like guitar strings and
Right.
then you have really aggressive percussions going on. I'm like, this is perfect. And then another song is talking about it's us and it's talking about twin. I'm like, bro, we're in the studio with you, yeah, because that's the person that says it's us, and that's like his thing. And then on Armed and Dangerous, there's reference to Ayra Starr. On Missing Piece, the song I was talking about before, there's reference to Tyler because it was like put you in Chanel. Any
Yeah.
lawyer here can help me explain if that's something somebody's supposed to clear, by the way, because we know where it's from, right? And then on Claire, uh, Crazy Song, I that was the first song I put on repeat because that energy was different. The energy was it's not the same, but it's very similar to Rema's Egungun. I think they fit in the same world
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
playlist
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
with
Same dark
those things.
opium
Yeah,
synths.
same,
Yeah.
and even the Claire is like Fiend,
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Fiend.
like faint too.
That's
Yeah.
the so yeah. I think a song that I hope doesn't end up being underrated on this project because I think it's an illegal project because there should not be this many bangers. Like the whole album, low key feels like a run from top to bottom because
Yeah.
uh anytime I start through it, I legit look away and look back and I'm already on typo. I don't know, and I'm not on shuffle. Like it just starts
Yeah.
and it ends. So a song that I hope doesn't get underrated is Too Fresh. It's
Mm.
the song is too fresh, but that song is because there's a lot of misdirection on this project, a lot of details. So like fresh, too fresh starts and it's like the parallel
Please,
thing
what
he
do you
was
mean
doing
by misdirection?
Is you?
be-
Misdirection.
Yeah. You get
because
to it. You
you
get
might
to it.
it's an album that I feel like I'm the perfect listener for because I don't usually have expectation. But with this, like with the singles, I kind of got again why I felt like I was on point, right? With the singles, I kind of got a bunch of songs that had like evidently belong in the same word from saying Sagalomo to saying fresh on multiple songs, and you get the word is painting a picture, and
Mm-hmm.
because it's in like three different songs that were singles or uh, two songs and a bunch of snippets, you get that they exist together.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how deep of a bag it was gonna go. Now he has like clarified that there are songs here that started on one beat and they had to rework the entire beat
Yep.
into something else. So it
Yep.
was very, very hands-on,
Mm-hmm.
which also plays into the fact that it seems to be the anchor for
Yep.
everything to still fit together
Yep.
at the end of the day. Because
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of words coming together there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of influences coming together to
Is it?
shape, what this
There's a
is.
nice thread between all the songs, like going through all the
Exactly
songs.
the anchor, and I don't even think it's just his voice. Voice is one thing, but the ability to sit in certain pockets, the ability to just like not do too much while doing too much, like make it even seem easy, but it's just the level of talent that is allowing for this to happen. There was something I was going to say before I explained the question Dari asked.
About misdirection.
Misdirection. Thank you very much. So misdirection is like Amazon. Amazon starts, and I thought, oh, I'm trying to get some Afro
Yep.
indie alternative music, and then
Mhm.
next thing I hit the knock. I was like, what in the big drop? And then after a couple of the song, I realized what I was talking about, and I was like, yeah, you are definitely doing a lot of things. There are only two drug references on this.
So you
If
realize
not,
what he was talking about.
yeah, I realized what I was talking about. There are like only two drug references on this that I can really remember. If not, I would have tied this into the old Black Star or Brat type of like making really hyper like dance music. So it's only the F and the W that were mentioned. Otherwise from that, it meant just phenomenal sophomore.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, the features. I like that it's his guys. I won't even lie.
Yeah.
Fola did his thing. I know some people are now been on it. I'm like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. But then again, it's their own
Wait.
preference.
Sorry.
Then
Who said anything about Fola's verse?
a lot of people felt like Fola should not have been on this song. I've seen about three, six, maybe not a lot then. Okay, and there was the thing whereby some people thought that Fola was sounding like what's it called? The person Ira had on our own project,
Terry
Terry Fola.
Akpala. Wait.
He's like,
Wait.
yeah,
Wait.
but it's not.
I agree.
No,
Yeah, but it's not.
wait. Hold on. There's some atrocities there, bro. There's some
No,
atrocities there.
It,
Because
it was
they
it
people.
was
sound
the
nothing alike.
it was
They sound nothing alike.
It's because it's the
For the
same.
love of
It's
God,
same,
please.
same
that
genre.
is not
Same genre. That means it sound alike
is
or
not even
something.
the same genre.
Yeah, it's
It's not.
is the baritone take. Is this is like lower register take
n-
that layered
no,
that
but
people think is terrible.
which
It's
is
just that they said,
yeah.
oh, we thought we heard his voice there. That's what happened. And
No,
Victor is
but
like, no, that's
if you notice, that was the same approach that he had on the same single he dropped the same week of this album. Attention.
I know you're talking about attention, but like I don't hear it.
You don't
I
hear the
don't
background vocals in Attention. You don't hear the
I don't
Fuji.
hear the
I think it's not. I think it's not fair to like the common listener to pretend like when you
Wait,
don't hear when you don't
that
hear
song sounds
something.
exactly like an Asake song. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I was about to
Okay,
land
Yeah,
something
Okay,
that will support
and
this.
where does
If
Asake pull from, guys? What
Fuji,
this?
It's Magic Six and Fuji. We know
as a
that.
Fuji,
matter of fact,
yeah.
that song made me realize Asake really has a sound that's crazy
Wait,
because
that made you
the song
realize
just dey
Asake
sweet
has
me.
a sound?
Sorry.
Like no. See me, I don't know. Maybe I might sound myopic or whatever, but I'm just telling you what I felt. Like,
Shaki has been dominating the scene for 4 years
yeah, no,
now. How is
it,
he doing it? Is he
All
magic?
right, let's come back.
it made me realize
It
that
must be magic
that
sticks.
guy's the goat, man.
Sorry, let's
Because
come back. Let's come back to Dante real quick. Let's not get too much. I know Dante will start wrapping up so we can open
You
up.
guys see that I freed the mic for you guys. Yeah, I just wanted to touch on the features. The
Yes.
producers did amazing. Dara and stuff. I think just to show how much Victony was slightly removed from that stubborn world, I saw Udini's credits on this project once, and I think that was on Missing Piece. And if you're familiar with Victony's law, you know how like Udini's hand is almost on like
Yeah.
almost everything that he has put out since like his debut as an Afrobeat artist. Which is another additional context, by the way, side note. The fact that like this guy went from I want to learn how to do Afrobeats to becoming this is just incredible. Yeah, so Victony dropped songs with IKB, Black Bones, Big Boy AV, Young John. Yeah, that's where I was gonna start from. Young John. Ima, I wanted to know why you were so sure of Young John.
Wow, so sure.
Yeah, you were so sure of him as like you
I
have so much
wasn't.
credibility
It
with him.
was the opposite. I wasn't sure
No,
of. I wasn't
no,
sure of his verse.
the sentiment. You were so sure of the kind of man he was that you said that no, Young John wouldn't do that. Like, how will he fit in this?
Yeah, because I didn't hear Young John on the record, or at least
No,
on
not on the beat.
I
Because
didn't
of what you
hear
were
I didn't
talking
hear
on the
Young John
topic.
on this album actually. I didn't hear
Okay.
Young John because
That is one thing sonically is the
Yeah.
topic I was talking about.
Yeah,
We're
subject
talking
matter
about
wise
yeah, the
as
subject
well.
matter. So why were you so sure of him? Why are we so sure that Young John?
I
is
was
like,
not sure of him. Is my point. Until I heard the
Okay,
verse.
maybe you don't understand my question.
Maybe how you're framing it was confusing.
You were sure that it was the poster child. That was kind of like what I'm saying.
Oh, so yeah.
So you were like, how was this poster child come and dance in the middle of all these black sheep of the family?
Not necessarily poster child. I guess that's a weird way to put it. But anyway, my initial thoughts was he's super sanitized as far as his approach to like pop music in general. And as far as what Victony was leaning towards on this album, it felt a lot more it felt a lot more crass and leaning towards that debauchery a bit too stronger than I would assume a Young John would sign up for. Because I've heard Young John for at least since he has been an artist, or at least since he has been putting out albums, and there's certain lines or certain moments from him that I don't attribute it, maybe because I'm not the biggest Young John head, but I was surprised to see him on the album, and then getting to hear
that was it right there. You're not the biggest Young John head.
And then I got into the album and heard it
and you were sure that what he was saying.
Yeah, not necessarily about what he was saying, but how he said it too. I think in terms of the features here, I think he ranks as one of my favorite features on the album, or at least next to a YKB. Next to a YKB for me.
More so a bit because I found it very funny. Because if you had even maybe come across like a Young John interview or some of his interviews, you'd be like, he has it in him for sure to do something like this because of how he talks about those kind of things.
And the beautiful thing about like collaborations too is that if you collaborate with certain artists, they tend to pull different sides of you out. So yeah, man, it was overall a good listen for him to come on the record like that. So yeah, man.
Okay. So Young John stood out for me. Fola stood out for me. And the rest they mostly like did their thing. Baby Boy Evie definitely came in smooth. I remember I was saying like, oh, the way he entered reminds me of like a Diamond Platnumz or those Tanzanian like artists or Harmonize. The way even the autotune like sat on his voice or his voice sat in the autotune on the mix. Just really nice. And then there's YKB and Black Bones, and they did that. I think everything is well done. And this album also, I'll say this last, goes on to validate theory I have that once Victony like creates a world, I don't think anybody can really one up him. Yeah, there was a sound that I did with Kidzo and all of that, and people say whatever, but once you're kind of like in his territory, and it's just like as much as he wants to give you that you could take, and then you come and you kind of bend to the authority of what's going on, even as featured artist.
Yeah.
Then it's even more incredible when it's producers that fall into that. Rage absolutely like busted my head with that credit.
Yeah.
So yeah, with that, the album definitely going, and it's definitely my top 3 now. I know it came out like what day, but the album is now my top 3 for this year.
Yeah,
for sure. It's breaking into number 2.
For sure.
Breaking into number 2. Yeah.
Yeah, we've gotten spoiled, man. I think it's gonna be a tough list year in general. Like there'll be a lot of correct answers, and no one's gonna be mad at you because a lot of good competitors for album of the year, and I'm sure a lot of people agree with you with Starlife being here.
My god! Sorry. There were bars. There were so many bars. I'll mention one though. I don't know if anybody caught this. They can tell me. On Claire, there's a part that said you be original, you dey cook am. That's a reference to Shemzy, the producer, because his older tag used to be original. I could go into other bars. Other speakers can talk about it, but there were so many bars on this project. But I'll keep quiet for now.
Yeah. All right, no worries, man. Appreciate it, Dante, to open up the conversation. Now, I'm not sure if there's a clear order per se, but we have a new mic. We have new speakers here, BSH and Ycee. So I'll let Ycee open up, and then BSH.
Okay. Well, Dante, you just made me realize that I might not be a fan of music or any artist. Crazy. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna give like the good and then the not so good.
Okay.
First things first, I would say Victony is extremely talented. For him to go from creating a project like Stubborn, and Very Stubborn I didn't really listen to, so don't shoot me, but for him to go from Stubborn to a project like this, to me the way I perceived it was like he's kind of like, okay, if I give you guys substance and I give you something that has like, this deep theme and is introspective and is like connected to me, and you guys still don't want to, it doesn't really move the needle as much as I need it to be, I'm going to go the commercial route. And he's able to seamlessly navigate into that era as well. So that's one thing I'll give to him. Like, I think he's really versatile and really good at what he does. From the snippets that he's been dropping, I definitely just like kind of felt like, okay, it's gonna be like bad bitch music, but dancey, summery vibe, like African summer, quote unquote. So I was kind of like, I already had that energy moving into the project. I would
Right.
say the songs that I do like are Missing Peace. I think I just love when he gets into that kind of like ballad bag, because I'm a huge fan of Pier 46 from Stubborn. Absolutely obsessed with that song. So
Yeah.
Missing Peace kind of like reminds me of that same vibe. And Can Juice. I don't know who produced that goddamn song.
P Prime, I believe.
It was
Okay, okay,
Prime.
okay. I think I'm just a fan of P Prime then, because a lot of his songs I realize that I just gravitate towards it and then I find out it's him. But it sounds expensive. It sounds like the early 2000 like R&B hip hop music, like
Yep. The strings. Yeah.
like yeah, like you want to put on
Yeah.
like your baby fat jeans and get your French tips and walk down the street, like
Yep.
things like that. That's the kind of vibe I got from that song. Now, the not so good things. Um, it could also be because like I think African music, especially from this year, maybe it's just a me thing, has been very underwhelming for me. So even listening to Dante saying like, "Oh, this is my top 3 project," I'm like, "What a project is in there that you're like stacking?" Because I think everything this year has kind of been very underwhelming, and it could be a thing that maybe we've kind of reached a threshold of excellence where it's like
There will
now
be
I
a
kind of
different
need.
space for that.
Oh, okay. I feel like we've kind of reached a threshold where it's like, okay, producers we have, songwriters to some degree we have, Brandon we have, stage touring we have to some degree. So maybe for me, it's kind of like, okay, if we're already here, I kind of need someone to supersede that.
Right.
And no one has really done that for me. The most exciting artists that like, especially maybe from the new gen, the new cats, they've dropped projects in the last 3 months and 3 weeks, like 3 weeks, and I've just been like underwhelmed.
Mm.
The first song listening to this project that stood out to me was Missing Peace, and that's towards the end of the project.
Right.
When Twin came on and I heard the chorus and it was like twin, 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 similar to Slick, I was just like, like what the hell's going on? Like, what are you doing? It's like, okay, you see something that has worked, and then you're kind of like using that same formula on like majority of the songs or the chorus, where it just feels like, okay, yeah, you sound good. Yeah, it's a good song, but it kind of feels slightly lazy to me, or kind of slightly insulting as a listener. No offense. Um, and then also the subject matter.
Right.
Okay, people saying like the Starlife thing. I don't care if you want to stick to the same subject matter. Like, I'm someone who listens to Party Next Door. I listen to Tory Lanez Chicks tapes. They're basically the same subject matter. However, it's like they're telling the same story from different perspectives, or they're saying the same thing in more interesting ways. I feel like for this album, Victoria was literally just saying the same thing over again. You put her in Chanel, you put her in this designer. She's fine, she's slick, she's bad, she's the freshest. It's just like, okay, and what else? Another thing I need artists to stop doing, there are 3 things. Stop putting your mother's prayer at the intro. It does not make your album sound deeper. Stop putting voice recordings of women with foreign accents in your projects, because for me it's like, unless it has something to do with the theme, like when Show Them Camp does it, I understand it because it has something to do with the theme whenever they have these like voice notes and stuff like that. But other times when people use it, it just kind of seems like, oh, you're just trying to show that you have you have access to babes that have foreign accents. Like, it just seems really pointless to me, and I'm just like, yuck. There's that. And then another thing is the little traditional party singers that'll be hailing you. They'll put it at the end of every intro, and that's supposed to somehow make the project like deep or something. Let's stop it.
Wait,
But yeah, I think
was the mother voice note? Was that the case here?
No,
no,
it
the
was the
voice,
babe at the
the
end of
voice notes
Missing Piece,
at the end of
but
Missing Piece
Yeah,
I don't
was
agree. But okay.
yeah,
the
yeah. But
UK
the
girl.
mother was that his?
Oh no. So this
Uh,
that's a general
that's just a general point.
statement.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
that's just a
got it,
general point.
got
Yeah.
it.
So yeah, for him, his is the recording of the babe.
Okay.
It irritates me. Like it literally irritates me because it's just like, okay, like what does this add to the story? Like you just made this really beautiful ass song, and then you're talking about you have this recording of a babe talking about who's keeping count. Like it's been 6. It's just like, bruh, no.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much like my vibe so far. I think that this album is definitely going to bring in a lot of new listeners, which I am so happy for him. I think he
Right.
deserves so much. I think he's incredibly talented, but I think he already has a classic album with Stubborn. So I hope those people who get to know him now go back and revisit that project because I think he literally has a classic. But this project, I'll have to give it for me a 7/10, similar to other projects that have been dropping from like some of the big names,
Right.
in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Different perspective, of course, to ignite the conversation. So we appreciate it. I know I have BSH up next, and then Dare, and then Harvey. Anyone? Yeah, BSH. Do you wanna go ahead? BSH, are you there? All right, so BSH is not available. Can you guys hear me? I'm just making sure we are good on my end.
Yeah, I can hear you.
You're good. You're good. You're good. But yeah, man, love Ycee submission on this. I think the subject matter has been the major draw, or at least topic, or at least okay. You didn't say the subject matter per se. It was more so in the styling of how he delivered the same subject matter again and again.
Yeah.
Does the production, or at least the context of each song, the atmosphere of each song, does it add any extra layer of, say, difference, or just to put you in a different headspace? Say, for instance, a record like Too Lit, it has that mustard, 2014 hip hop bounce to it, and then you compare it with a record like Missing Piece, of course, that obviously has some other R&B like type of chop, or you're looking at a song like Claire as well, a lot more rave center type of synth. Does that do anything in terms of how you receive the album, because the production was a bit more dynamic than you would typically want, I guess, a themed album to be, if that makes sense?
I think I would have to go back and listen again and like maybe digest a couple more times.
Right.
But from my listening experience, I think the production was amazing. I don't think like anything necessarily stood out except for Can Juice. Like Can Juice
Can
was
Juice,
like,
yeah.
oof.
Okay.
You know, and the other singles that he dropped, obviously I'm already used to those ones. So it's like, but those are fantastic songs as well,
Yeah.
fantastically produced as well.
Gotcha. But it's just a holistic view of the album. It just tends to feel a lot more redundant, right? In terms of
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Definitely would love to hear more perspectives on the album. I don't know if BSH has had time to fix up, but probably not. Dare, what's good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How you doing?
Doing well. Doing well.
So, like, I think this album is lit. I think what rubs the album is sort of like the sequencing. I think, but
Interesting.
there are a lot of bangers like on it. Um, and the sequencing too is forgivable, but like because I understand his vision, but
Yeah.
some selection or choices, like I don't know. This is just me thinking. Like I think like "Slick" should have been like the second song on the album. That
Okay.
kind of I think it gets us quicker into the vibe, and he established like the direction he's really going for. So yeah, but I think the album was lit. I like Starlife. I like the previous singles, but I also like Too Fresh. I think Too Fresh is like his the I can see the formulas he's using, but like he delivers it well. Like um, from the ad lib as soon as you start the song, um, to like how he delivers like the hook, the chorus, and all of that. So I think on this album he's really going out and searching for that hit. That's the way I say it. But because those are like the kind of songs that I just hear like this guy really trying to get a hit, that kind of thing. So I hope he does because like I think first and foremost he already has like the catalog to be on the road, all of this kind of things.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I think he's really looking for that record now, based off like. But overall, I think it's an album that I enjoy. There are too many bangers on it. The Armed and Dangerous. I didn't first get like what he was talking about. Then I heard the first line again, and I'm like, this guy is sex like the major thing in this style life. Calm down, like because like everything here is just pretty much that kind of thing. But I think you can also see people he likes to listen to. I think Dante alluded to that because like this Armed and Dangerous like is very sure that he's a Sabi boy, that kind of thing. So he listens to Ira. So I think I don't know, but yeah. So yeah, but I think the album was lit. I also like Typo. Yeah. So I'm
Okay.
still enjoying the album. It's still early days, so but I'm enjoying it so far.
Okay. All right. All right. Dope. 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 Nice and finite on that one. I know Harvey, you wanted to share your thoughts. How you feeling? Before Harvey's ready, just to, I guess, to interrogate more of Dare's submission there. Were there any records, or did you also get that same feeling of repetition or redundancy when it comes to his approach of it, of the songs as well? Or you're more so seeing it in I'm in a party, this is a headspace where I'm at, and I'm just having a good time.
Yeah, so like I see that's really what the album is about. So like it's about having like a great time, a good time. If you listen to like the Starlife record, it's crazy that he has features on that song, but like I think everybody comes together and deliver on that song because like you listen to the verse from YBK where he's saying it's
Why
a good
KB?
time. YKB, sorry.
No worry, they happen.
it's a it's a good time. It's not a long time. Like
Yeah,
we're just having fun right now, that kind of thing. So
yeah.
and I think on songs like Too Fresh, I think Too Fresh is really I think it's a standout record. I think it might do like a lot of numbers, but I'm looking to see how it performs.
Okay.
So on Too Fresh, I think it also captures it what it's like living the star life, that kind of thing. So I think that's really what it is.
Okay.
So
I think there's a part of, I don't know, we don't come across pop albums in a thematic sense. And I think in general pop albums are not thematic. They rarely are. You know what I mean? In
yeah,
terms of obeying a particular theme for the consistent parts of the album, you tend to see pop albums approaching a way, oh, let's hit this quarter, let's scratch, let's do this love songs, let's do this inspirational song, let's do this. You know what I mean? There's always like a checklist of things to cross off.
yeah,
But we rarely see it in a pop setting where an artist, hey, I want to make a bad bitch anthem times 16.
See,
Like, you know what I
I
mean?
think
Um,
let me say something.
yeah.
I think it's also because I had a friend of mine who absolutely is annoyed by the lack of other topics or lack of the introspection that people are asking for. But I'm just like, I don't want to call other artists, but there is another artist who dropped an album this year that is full on introspection. There isn't necessarily like a love song or trying to please that quarter pop whatever. But but that person isn't getting the complaints of you're not making party music.
Fair point.
But in the other like so
Dante, just say the name so people don't look lost, seem lost. Just say the name of the.
Oh, okay. Is Luna?
Yeah.
I don't want to say because like
just say it. Just say it. No, because it's added
Luna
to the conversation in terms of contrasting how albums are being approached. I wouldn't call Luna's project a pop album the same way I would.
That's exactly my point.
Yeah.
Right. So it's this conversation can go somewhere else right now. I want to stay on point. Yeah. My point is that the person I was in conversation with, while they view Victony as a star, they don't necessarily see him from the lens of a pop star. And I know there are millions of people, if not billions, listening to this artist or listening to Victony, but having a different POV allows you to see how other people see it from the other end.
Yeah.
So that person sees Victony as like, they would never expect a One Day Cole to make, that's literally his words. I don't expect One Day Cole to make a super introspective project per se because it's this type of artist. So it's a lot of this is how I see this artist, this is how I see this artist. But I'm like, if you're seeing the artist, that means you should be seeing the artist from every single touch point he's communicating with his fans with. So if you're telling me you didn't see this aspect, but you're only seeing it from when you went from year to year, I'm like, okay, that's not the full story. But then if I give you the full story and you're still not seeing it, that's calm. But if you're like, oh, this is how I see, but the artist has an interview where he said, this is a Jai project, this is by the way, verbatim, this is base project, this is money project, this is this project. And then I just do not, because this is not the first time, I don't see how where the critique comes from when somebody says, I'm not going to do this. And you're looking for the thing that they said they're not going to do.
Like it feels like his objective of the album was fairly clear. Like
it was clear. Like I traced it from the music, some people traced it from the interview as well. All that. But I just feel like there's a world that was created, and if non-pop albums usually like create like these themes, it just so happens that this person's theme involves a lot of the things that you might expect from a pop album.
Right.
Thematically. I don't know if that makes sense.
So sorry, like I don't know if that statement is towards like my opinion or just like, obviously the timeline.
No, the timeline and
the one thing in your opinion, because a lot of your opinion were based on your experience with the album. Yeah. And that's all like I can't argue your experience. But the only thing I would disagree with was when you said, again, it's still preference. You said the accent thing, but then I think with the context of like where it was put on the song and what they were talking about, there was a purpose. And there was a song on the project where he also said, Elon, don't give her blue check to verify. There is a chance that one of the people he was dealing with was somebody of status. And just like I think that kind of plays into a sense of caliber if you're trying to dip it. That's kind of like my own interpretation. So if that helps you see the purpose, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, that's all fine and good. But I think because of what was being said, it wasn't like, oh, a phone call and somebody with an accent, or like somebody was ranting and it's an accent. It felt like it was like a communication. It wasn't an entire skit that is like the Brent Fires Wasteland skit, whereby it's almost like they're acting a movie. No, but it seems like something you could have pressed your recorder and it was happening in person. Not like they couldn't have acted it, but it kind of fit the purpose of what he had been saying in the album, because there is love in the album.
Yes,
and there's something he admitted to doing on, I think is it Gangster? What's the name of that song on Very Stubborn? Is it Gangster's Cry or something like that?
Yeah, there's Gangster Cry. There is a song there.
That was the song, right? The one where I was talking about cheating or something. I don't know if
the cheating record.
The cheating record. So
it was. So like, I can't remember, but yes,
it's not like, when he's like, I'm a Jonesing guy. Oh, he's not Pharaoh. But then when he's still like in this pursuit, everything ties together for me, again, personal experience, to make the conversation that was happening with the lady with the accent make sense.
Yeah, and I guess that Ycee, did you want to respond to?
I mean, no, because I I don't really have that deep dive. Dante, I really believe you should create like a fan page and monetize off of it because you have like really interesting perspectives.
Wow.
No, for real, no, for
Thank
real.
you,
Because
but
like I know people who run fan
it's not
pages.
special.
No, no, it
I know,
is.
but
It
it's not
is.
that
This is
special.
Dante with a lot of
Literally,
artists. To be
it's
fair,
not. I'm not.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm
yeah.
saying you should do this as a career, like, because
It's
I
not the first
never.
time somebody has said this to me, but I am
Hey,
what is not a bragging thing, but I like to be where I want to see in the world, and I want to
yeah.
see more people like this.
Yeah.
And who do I see from Ima? By the way, Ima is the first person I saw like this. So if you see me like this, blame Ima.
No,
Fair.
please, no, you should. If you did like video essays on YouTube, I would definitely watch it. But yeah, no, I don't have a rebuttal because I don't know like the backstory, but I
Right.
just know that this is a theme, like okay, similar to the Mother's Prayer, the
Yeah, yeah,
drumming thing. Yeah, it's
yeah.
just a theme
It's
that
just
I
a
see where
trope,
I'm just
yeah, that
like, yeah,
happens.
it's just like, bruh, like
Yeah.
unless it has something to do with the project, I
Right.
don't want to hear that. Yeah.
Gotcha. Harvey, what's good, man? What's good?
Emma,
Yeah.
I'm good though.
Okay. All right. How do you find the album, bro?
Emma,
Yes.
album of the year.
Okay. Okay. All right.
How many albums of the year they like this?
As in, bro, at this point.
AOTY.
You're too high, man. Okay.
AOTY. Ask me why.
Why, sir?
You know, ask me why.
I said
First of
why?
all, it's too late.
Oh God.
Like, let's start there. He's too late. Like,
Don't fucking kill me.
Oh my goodness, bro.
anyways,
Okay, I
anyways,
hear you. I hear you. I hear
baby,
you.
know they take me serious. So,
Bruh,
Damn,
that's
Jones,
my
my
Jay-Z,
guy.
album of the year, man. Please.
first
Abby,
of
of course, you
all,
can relate. Of course,
first
you
of
can
all, who
relate.
is this? Like, I'm too late, but who the fuck is this? This nigga just told you a story. Like he stayed on theme from start to finish. I understand the critics out there who want to be like, oh, does he really want to go down this path? Because people who don't have like should I say personality or they don't have a theme to their appearance, like to the public, they always lean into that risky, nonchalant, star life kind of attribute, or that's what they try to showcase, but they don't know if it's really about that life. Honestly, I don't care if it's about that life or not. I think he has executed what we needed to see from what that life might look like in a very raw, Afro poppy, Nollywood, 20th, 21st century. I don't know. There's something about it that was sweet. And
Right.
he didn't do this while sacrificing being unique.
Okay.
Because there's something about Afro pop where everything is so on the nose and basic and easy. And it's like, I can't see the uniqueness to this. I can't see the alternative feeling to this. I can't see the rhythm, the off-key feeling to this that makes me actually say that this is not just general Afro pop or amapiano. He's curated this properly, and he has not done this by filling it up with all stars. He's done this by saying, I have friends I came up with, and I also know some really talented that will fit in certain songs. I know where I want the direction to go. I'm going to go out there and get the people that fit these songs that I'm trying to line up.
Right.
YKB did what he needed to do. No one's like, people aren't really putting YKB in music, even though he's really talented. But he got YKB on that, and that was perfect. YKB and Black Bones is the collaboration I did not know that I needed. It was so like when YKB starts, you think it's Black Bones. Obviously, when Black Bones starts, you don't think it's YKB, but you get what I mean.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
so properly that they line up nicely enough for you to feel like everything is in like it's one in itself. This is one unison appearance by three people. This is like the Holy Trinity, but not by star players, by regular people. And then obviously there's something that all the talented people in the industry know that we don't know, that they keep getting baby boy. Like anybody know that's talented, you want to have baby boy if you write for him or you feature that boy. There's a reason. Now let's go. We've spoken about theme. Let's go to sequence. I'm always here to talk about how I don't like someone's sequence. I don't like that person. I love this sequence. I'm in love with the sequence. He starts with the right intro, gives us a trio, links it with Fine and Clear, gives another trio, links it with Can Juice, and finishes up on another quadruple. This is ridiculous. He has no right to do what he has just done. I don't even want to get into the details of how he knew that. I know you didn't feel like Young John will fit on Armed and Dangerous, but you said something as well. You're not the biggest Young John fan. I am. When I heard Armed and Dangerous, I was like, Victony, you're a bastard because ain't nobody else that eating like this guy. That was made for Young John.
Right.
I can't begin to explain to you how I felt when I heard Twin, and then he went with Amazon, and then we go to Typo. And there's something I always look out for when I listen to projects. Do I feel like I knew when the project is wrapping up? The answer to this is yes. Once you get a Typo, you kind of get the feeling that I'm at the end of this one full body of work. That feeling kicks in. And then you check and you're like, yeah, that's the last track. And I've just listened to something that had different phases with the right link bridges.
Yeah.
Please just go and give this man his award, AOTY. Respect everybody that dropped this year.
All right.
This is not a diss to them.
Okay.
It's just a testament to how good
So this
man
album is better than Money to you based on your previous ranking.
I never actually told you guys Money was great as an album. Like, go back to the episode where I spoke about Money. And I told you guys that Asake dropped a project that was very, it resembled something that came after a 10-year run. And that's because he knew he had squeezed a 10-year run into 4 years. So he was chilling. He dropped you an album that he could go on tour with.
Right.
And look at the performance he dropped on Saturday in Toronto. Told you. That was what that album was for. He was ballsy enough to do what people would do in their 10th year, and he landed. That's what I felt about the Money album.
We'll get into that.
It wasn't some perfectly curated one full body of work where there's a storyline. It's like, I'm going to drop performance songs, and you guys are going to enjoy when I perform this to you. And he did. That's why it even made sense that he had that kind of deluxe that he dropped. But as far as Victony is concerned, this is someone that curated something. You hear the same repeated thing over and over again, fresh. You hear Starlife. You get the feeling that this guy is living in answered prayers. Even if he's faking it or he's not faking it, it looks like he's making it.
Right.
Well, I can't argue with the delivery on Starlife and the songs on the album. There are a lot of like bangers on there, like I mentioned earlier. So,
and before I get off my knees, because honestly, I need to save some for his girlfriend or whoever all those women on the project. Remember, whoever all those women on the project are, I need to save some for them because I need to now give him credit for beat selection. And I'm giving him this credit not just for the selection, but also for the fact that I know that he gets certain things across the line. He's not send me a beat pack over an email type of guy from what we've seen. He needs to be there. He needs to influence the process from start to finish.
Okay.
And it's just...
And just to that point, the fact that he is able to work with different producers, say for instance the transition between Fine, which is produced by Dara, into Claire, that was produced by Rage. There was a perfectly nice like bridge between the two songs. At the outro of Fine, you're saying an introduction or a tease into some of those dark synths. You're seeing some bridges. Of those dark synths, and immediately you finish that song, bro. It blew my mind that the next song just started off that energy, and then you see that it's a different producer completely, and I'm like,
I
bro.
actually need like Victony's yesterday. I need a show.
I'm like, bro, how did he like? He obviously was intentional about how these songs are connecting to each other, and just keeping like a nice seamless flow between tracks, bro. Because that moment for me was just crazy. Yeah, that Fine to Claire.
I just because like I feel like I probably hug the mic without realizing, but I don't want to be a mic hugger, even though as much as I would love to do that today, it's all I want to do today. I want to say that one part of me it's got to be one of these things. I could be wrong about all of it, but
Yeah.
one part of me feels like someone told this guy he couldn't, and he just went ahead and fucking did.
Okay.
Victony, who doubted you? Like, did anyone tell you you were not him? Like, why? It felt very competitive, low key, but not in the way of like vicious competition. It's more so a different version of what Burna Boy was when he dropped
Yeah.
the Devil in California album. What's that project again?
Outside.
Outside. That Burna Boy was the Burna Boy that was like, you guys have kept me outside and you've told me I can't, but I can, and I'm gonna show you. But this, no, I don't remember anyone telling him he couldn't, but like, he's just showing us.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, man, thank you for giving us the missing piece. I acknowledge your armed and dangerous.
Wow. This
Thank you
guy.
very much.
This
Wow.
guy. This guy.
Mano,
This
okay
guy.
now.
Relax, man. Get off your knees, my bro. Damn. All right. That was Harvey, man. Appreciate that. More conversations. I know we still have a plethora of topics to dive into today. But for the sake of time, I know I still have some speakers about to join in. Divine was good.
Hey, good evening.
Good
I
evening. Good
mean,
evening.
my profile picture already says it all. I was like, you should know my view towards this. But like the one thing I just want to talk about is just the comparisons to Stubborn that are all over the timeline.
Okay.
And like everybody are like, he's not introspective enough, it's not deep enough, and Stubborn was versatile. So like the thing I just wanted to hammer on was that everybody should be reminded that Stubborn was his debut album. And like the themes he touched on in that album are perfect for a debut album. Things like his ambition, his resilience, and his self-defiance overall. And he also expressed little vulnerability. Obviously, that flowed into the EP, Very Stubborn EP, which was he himself has acknowledged is his most vulnerable project. And he was like, I think even on the space he was on just today, he was like, he does not want to do that again. That like he did not want to go into his feelings that much on a project ever again.
Wait, Victony was on his space today?
He was in his space today, and he said that.
Damn.
He said that like he did not want to go into music like that. And in fact, he said even when he was living his life, he did not want to live anything that was going to make him to be in that mood, the mood he was when he made Very Stubborn EP. So I feel like that has already been breached. That era of what do you have in you, like showing us you have a drive, you have ambition, those kind of things. It has already been tackled in Stubborn. And if you notice, the fact that Stubborn was so versatile, it lacked the cohesiveness that Starlife had because he was trying to show us what he could do. They were apart from the usual Afropop and Afrobeats, they were more contemporary R&B. He dabbled in funk and some Afro-Cuban beats like let's say Street Affair and Sunday School, those type of songs. They were also blues and overall experimental fusion. He dabbled in a lot in that album. So he was trying to show us he was indeed versatile. But where Starlife is different is that the production quality sonically, Starlife is clear of Stubborn. Starlife sounded way better. The production is clear that the effort that was put into the production, and let's see, as he put it also, the money he spent on it was way more than it was on Stubborn. And then Starlife felt more cohesive, like what he told us and what you expected from the first two tracks. That is fresh and slick. We got it in Starlife from start to finish, banger to banger, just like Harvey was saying. Harvey had said almost every thought I had on the Starlife album. He was even mentioning that he does not usually like have this thought that this is how I'm going to approach an album and it's going to be like this one big project, it's going to be cohesive like this. He just usually just makes the song and puts them together. And that is so surprising because for somebody that says he just makes the songs and he knows that like he has this much songs and he should put them together in the project. The project has this togetherness and this cohesiveness that you wouldn't expect from something like that.
Yeah.
And he was saying that although there were a few instances where like he put in some thought, like he said the synth for Fine was the same synth that was on the ending of Too Late, and there was another track that he added the same synth. Those little things that would,
connect.
An observant listener can pick out. Apart from those few things, he said he did not really put much thought into it. It just really happens subconsciously. Yet you can still see that the album Starlife is whole. It's like the one big story from start to end, although it's not deep, it does not have to be deep for it to like have that feeling that yes, this is an album that was made for this purpose. And overall, I just feel like that's perfect for his sophomore album. He has given us what he has been introspective enough. He has shown us he's versatile enough. Now he's telling us that he's Victony the star. And kudos to him. It was really a good album. And he executed it properly. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
For sure, for sure. I think, yeah, I couldn't agree with you even more because obviously contextually to the grand scheme of his entire career, you could say like, you could see, okay, the main objective of albums is also to strike as an indication of where an artist is at a certain point of their life.
Yeah, at that point in time.
And
yeah.
for us to still, like, I mean, I think it couldn't get more clear and more obvious as far as where he is currently in his career, because compared to what happened in Stubborn,
December
right?
up to he said from December up to January he was just at the club. He was just trying to be happy and have fun, and he felt like that's just what this album was supposed to reflect: having fun, him having fun, and that's all it is.
Yeah, man. All right, for sure. I definitely agree on that point. All right. We're looking healthy. We're looking good with time. I know I have just Taj and AMG to go on Victony, and then we might start talking on the tours that we're seeing right now, the Asake tour and Ayra in the UK as well. So anyway, what's good, Taj?
Yo, what's up, man?
Welcome. Starlife.
Yeah, I feel like the last guy kind of already touched on a lot of stuff I wanted to, but yeah, I'll just say I think it's a nice. I think it's a quality project. I think it's a very intentional pop album, and it's one of those albums where it could easily sound very casual and regular, but when you listen, there's just so much detailing, at least on a production level and on a writing level, that makes you understand what exactly he was going for. Even though, once again, it's not like making an album called Starlife. It's not like something that people might think there's a lot of depth to, but I think within that idea, they still dug deep, right? I think they still dug deep and found ways to express Starlife being a pop star in their prime in very interesting ways sonically, like just even production wise. Like, I think just, like obviously when you think of this, you think of Ycee as well, and how, very similar in just ideologies and ideas and approach, and how two very intentional albums production wise, like it's like exactly what I'm trying to service, which is just a representative of the times we are in, just in terms of music and how electronic sounds, how those synths are becoming such a thing with the young guys, their drums, their bass lines, like it's representative of what like new age rap will sound like in America, how it's all part of the same influence, right? Just how the underground scene is really taking off in different parts of the world, how pop rock is a thing. You get like, and I think you get that mixed with Afrobeats, and this is what you get, right? Rema did it. I think Victony's doing that. I would always champion stuff like this because it's a way forward. For me personally, just because I think the part of the was talking about how much we don't realize how smaller communities or scenes impact the larger mainstream. We see what Black Moons is doing. We see what Victony is doing. We see, like, it's like, and I feel like that is really that's really what I care for, just personally, because I feel like nowadays I just speak from a personal point of view. Like, just personally, like, that's what I care for. Like, the truth is that the music just reflects what young people are fucking with right now, and if you really care about what they are or you're interested, this is just kind of what you would enjoy on a pop level, right? So it's going to be a success. I think once again, Rema did it. He's doing it, and I think maybe it will wake up some other people to really, instead of judge a lot of these youngins, you gotta actually listen to what they are doing, and in your own little way, find a way to evolve on it if you care. And if you just want to make music for grown folks, and that's also cool. But if you say you do want to have your own run, you want to have your share of that big pie, then you definitely need to play the young man's game, right? If you're not young and you can't, that's cool as well. Like I said, make music for the people that you can. But I think Victony and Rema will lead when it comes to pop music for these new school guys. Much as you have the Marvels and you have all these other guys, but I think on a very mainstream level, I think these two have continuously shown that they understand the language of the younger people and they will keep speaking it in different ways. The good part is that they are actually musically trained. Like you can tell that Victony is deep. Like he's not just running off vibes for now. Like I mean, I've been in close proximity when he was talking about just sending musical stuff, and you can tell the guys like he whizzes out on stuff like this as well. So it's like a good marriage, and I think it showed on the project. And me, I'm a fan of just this, man. I'm a fan of expressing yourself in new ways, yet not losing your identity, yet showing your skill set as a musician, yet not compromising on certain core music values. And yeah, man, this is the peak of what it can look like for the future of like pop Afrobeats. And yeah, and I feel like the next time again they'll find ways to show something new, him and Rema. Yeah, and I just feel like they are currently leading.
Yeah.
And it's just very clear.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
And they were very, very, as I was seeing the Starlife conversations, it looked very, very, very parallel with a lot of the conversations that was happening early on with the Ycee as well. Some people were somewhat, people detest the discipline an artist has when it comes to conceptual albums sometimes. It's just one of those things that you would have to maybe scratch off on the first couple of weeks, but I think over time it to look back and have its own identity, to have its own soul, and I think that's chef's kiss in terms of putting together an album. For an album to have its own identity, to have its own spark in your catalog, I think that's absolutely brilliant, and I think that's what Starlife does. Starlife has a particular image and feel that in the context of Victony's trajectory, and I hope that that's how people will view it over the years as well. Just as how we've kind of in hindsight look at the Ycee as a spark, as a certain identity and persona for Rema, basically.
Yeah, 1000%. And at the end of the day, I just feel like I just want people to not be scared and just to also just not be stubborn on what you think is right. Like I think these people are very open minded to what they think or what they believe in.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Victony is growing into it a lot more now. I don't know if it's money that is making him freer. But I think Rema is a lot more aggressive with this. Victony is a lot more laid back. But I feel like it's the kind of situation where Rema has an idea today, Victony has the same idea today, but Rema is that aggressive to go with it tomorrow, and Victony might chill off a bit and say, "I'm not sure. Like I don't want to. I don't I'm a bit not like he's not as immediate with it, right? He takes his time. So I think I just want him to shoot out a lot more, and yeah, man, like he's having a great year. As a male artist, I don't think there's anybody else having a better year than he. As a male artist, I don't think so. Well, maybe Asake and maybe Davido. Those are the only other two guys that have really shown something worth this year. And yeah, Victoria's right up there, and that's amazing. You get like so. She just keep on. And I'm here for it. What's up?
Nice. Appreciate it. AMG, just to wrap us up.
I have a question for Taj.
Okay, Dante.
Does this album, after you listen to it, the thing called utility? Is it capable of serving that purpose for you?
Wait. Sorry, I couldn't hear anything. I don't know if
I
heard
can't
that.
hear you. You sound.
It sounded like you were muffled a bit on that one.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you talk about utility, right? when you listen to this, is it capable of serving that purpose for you?
1,000%, bro.
Doesn't get more utility than Slick
Yo,
and
it
Fresh
does
now.
it. It does it.
Okay.
Especially too
Like,
fresh. Especially too
bro,
fresh. Getting ready.
No,
Getting
Too
ready
Fresh
with me
is
music.
crazy, man.
This is all
No,
getting
like,
ready with me
in
music,
fact,
bro.
I don't know. I have no facts, but I feel like there was a feature on Juice Can that got removed. It
Right, I
sounds
saw
like
you tweet that.
it sounds like there's a verse that got scrapped because it's the shortest song on the project,
Yeah.
but it has a structure.
What song are you talking about?
Can Juice.
Oh no,
The
he
Can
said he
Juice.
wasn't going to put anybody on that. He said he didn't intend on putting anybody
Oh,
on
he
that.
didn't tell anybody, but okay, because it
Yeah,
sounded
he
like
said, yeah.
it sounded something like they created a structure. There is a space, but they removed the person's space and just ended it where they ended it. But
And then, yeah, I
yeah,
feel you on that. I also thought that Typo would come out with like a new verse, but yeah, he said he didn't plan on putting anybody on countries. That he thought it was perfect the way it was.
interesting. Yeah, but great record. Like I would have loved to hear a verse on that. Reminds me of the Burner record that never got officially released.
Yeah.
Oh, down. Is it the
Slow
what they call
and
Stop and Slide?
Slap
Chop and Slide.
Chop
Yeah,
and slide.
reminds
Chop and
me of
slide.
I
that.
still
Bonner's
think
best
to
was
today,
like hard.
I feel like I'm the one person who's happy that song never came out. But that's not
I mean,
what
the leak exists. I think the full
They
song
did.
exists.
Bro,
They played it at some
it dropped
party.
on Audio
No, the
Max.
leak
It literally
exists.
dropped.
Yeah.
And then they removed it.
Yeah,
The
I can
thing,
imagine.
sorry,
I need to go jam that again. Six
let me
songs.
say
So
one
lit, I
thing
beg.
Yeah, Chop and
before
slide.
you go on
Everybody
to
was
the
in their
next
bag.
speaker.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that his POV, again, believe whatever you want at the end of the day. His POV from what he said was it's very hard for me to believe him because the album sounds the way it does. He said this is like in terms of intention, this is not the album he was striving for commercial success. But when I listen to the album, I'm like, this is a album that can go commercial.
Oh no, I beg. How to like
Exactly.
The
So
story.
I was kind of
The
I beg
story.
now. I
so I'm like,
beg.
Wait. Say that again. I was distracted.
he said this album was the first time he wasn't actually bothered about what he was going to do commercially.
Oh, come.
But then when I listen to the album, I'm like, it sounds like bangers on bangers.
Yeah.
Maybe his intentions
Even
were not. Maybe his intentions were not in the Sonics.
Taj, before you say this, let me add
if
one more caveat. Let me add one more thing. The thing the other speaker, I think it was Divine, mentioned about the album was a bunch of songs that were picked. There was an article that came out where they were calling it a mixtape. And I know somebody had asked, why is it called a mixtape? His team kept saying mixtape in that time. Then when he answered, or when he addressed it, it was like, the album was meant to be like a 10-track mixtape. That was why he said Typo was going to be a freestyle or something. Then later on, after he had a bunch of songs, it was like, okay, now I'm going to make it an album so people can take it more seriously.
But Victoria
yeah,
always says this shit.
he said this today too. He said this today.
Yeah, but Victoria always does this shit because Stubborn 2 was not meant to be a full project, and Bado
Yes.
told him to make it an
Bado
album.
made it an album. Yeah, it was the same story.
It's very much and you know, it's one of those things where I also said I just wish he can be more confident in his approach of certain things. Like he always
It's like
feels
a defense mechanism.
Yeah, he always feels like he falls into it, right? And I mean, I don't know if it's just a PR thing or is a. Or
I think it's an
actually
overthinking thing.
He did
Just
say that
overthinking.
the time when he finally like sits down and he said he hasn't like had the time to be like, well, I want to make an album and I'm gonna go like one by one. So I'm also paraphrasing some parts.
Yeah, but
these are all
of that
paraphrases.
caliber now.
Yeah,
like
And it's still funny.
He doesn't have that much time.
Because
like,
even down to the runtime of the album, you still feel it's intended because this song it's 15 tracks more than Stubborn, but it's shorter than Stubborn, and that's meant for replay value, obviously, because since it's shorter, it's easier for you to repeat the album and it's banger after banger. You feel it's intentional.
I don't think that's a bro. There's an album I love right now. It's by Noah Guy. It's so short. From last year. The thing I'm saying is that like if he didn't say, I would never have thought otherwise.
I
Exactly.
think otherwise.
I agree.
I don't think otherwise. I just think the only thing might be maybe they did it like even like what they might be looking at is like Afrobeats to do like a global P. Like maybe they're like they didn't think the Afrobeats mainstream pop records will go this far, or maybe they didn't, or maybe like with the way they created the album. If you notice, even the features are very much his comfort zone.
Yes.
YKB,
it's his friends, bro.
Black Bones. So maybe they didn't strive to push for their foreign contacts and for their big features and for their
I think
big
it
tours.
was a very
Like
lean project.
yeah, so like I think maybe on that level, on that like marketing level, or that A&R level, they didn't push their contacts. But that's the only thing that points towards something that maybe they didn't expect to go this
Yeah,
far. But,
yeah,
but,
even
but
the rollout
yeah,
for it.
but in terms of like just the music itself,
It's pop music, guys.
yeah, it's pop music, man. This pop music is bangers. It runs in the clubs. Like it's you can't like I don't know how you want to tell me that that's not what you expected
All
from
right,
it.
all right. Before we transition to the tour life that we have in front of us, Afrobeats to the world, man. We got a new update on the VMA stages. Okay, VMAs have currently ended the Afrobeats category. Um, and this was announced recently for the next run. It should be a very light topic, but any reactions, any immediate reactions to that piece of information? This for context, this was the first award. This was the award that Rema was able to win with Selena Gomez with "Calm Down," and then the next version or next iteration of that, Tyler won it. I think she won the next two iterations of it. I think. So yeah, now it's been suspended. Obviously, we know that Tyler Tyler basically um not denounced it, but she basically made the impression clear that she is an Afrobeat. She hasn't been Afrobeat, so she shouldn't be. It's almost like she shouldn't be accepting the award as she's accepting the award. But any thoughts on that one, real quick, before we get into Ashake's tour currently? Or am I just on an island? Nobody has any impressions about that.
So like I think that in the end it goes back to all like the conversations that we've been having about all of these things,
Yeah.
about having our own like infrastructure, having our own award ceremonies
Mm-hmm.
that carry those kind of reference and all of that, because in the end we'll always be foreign to those guys.
Yeah.
So I don't think is something unexpected.
Right.
And so like yeah, but anyways, I think that's to keep it short and sweet. So I
Yeah.
don't have much more to say.
I mean, and again, it's an American award. It will be based on the traction on their own markets to help make that decision. Like how many Afrobeat songs are making enough traction in order to substantiate having a category for this, right? I think that was the crux of it when it came down to it. It's the it's the lack of attraction in their market in recent times, and it all makes sense. But anyway, man,
Do you,
yeah. So
I
real
was going
quick.
to say, do you think this is the nail in the coffin for Afrobeats global quote unquote dominance?
I don't know about nail in the coffin, but yeah, I think it's an obvious indication for something. Regardless. But real quick, we have Ycee, man. We have Ycee on the stage. What's good, man? I don't know which topic. I don't know if it's this topic you wanted to address or the
Nah,
Victony
it's just
album.
it's the Afrobeats with the S thing, the
Yeah.
Afrobeats thingy. Cause ah, where do I start? Shout out everyone. I've been listening to the conversation.
Yeah, man.
Loving the energy and the support you guys are having for like the albums you're listening to, and it's just a great thing to see because I feel like there's been a lot of like conversation about music being released recently, and people are just like focused on like charting and numbers, and people are just like moving away from the actual essence of music, which is actually to listen to what you like and enjoy. So,
Yeah.
shout out to everyone that's spoken before now. And
Nice.
shout out to Izzy. I miss you,
Missed
even if
you.
I miss you too. And yeah, so like quick briefly with this whole thing, I feel like as much as I would say that I've been one of like the beneficiaries of like the Afrobeats to the world movement, yes, but
Definitely.
I would reference a conversation that I had in, I think, 2019, when around that time I used to like, do some, not necessarily like, not anything crazy, but like I used to do some influencer stuff for like NBA Africa. And, at the time they had like a bunch of us African artists for the All Star weekend in Charlotte at the time. And I think on one day I forgot where we're going to, but it was myself, Caspano Vest, Shoma Josie, and a bunch of like other artists from other parts of Africa as well.
Okay.
And we're having this conversation about like Afro beats with the S thingy, like Afro beats, Afro beats, Afro beats. And my issue with that was like I think I was just trying to make them understand that Afro beats is a genre from Nigeria, but at the time it was a conversation where people just were pushing back on people were trying to correct like this Afrobeat with the S should not exist, and a lot of people were like no, like it started in the UK or this and that,
Mm.
and I was just trying to make them understand that what was happening at the time was like people were looking at music that was coming from the continent, 'cause it's coming from Africa, with a blanket umbrella of Afro beats with the S. So it doesn't matter whether you're from South Africa or whether you're from here or there. It's just when it gets to the other side of whether the UK or the Americas or wherever, African music was just being looked at as Afro beats with the S. And I was trying to make these guys understand, like, as much as yes, it's beneficial to Nigerians because at that time, obviously, it's stemming from a Nigerian genre.
Yeah.
So when these conversations are being had, it's doing a disservice to like maybe the people that are doing quite so in other parts of Africa. Like
Yeah.
it's like our music has always had like separate genres. Like there's been high life, there's been Fuji, there's been Akpala, there's been Atlugu. There's like different tribes, different parts of the continent and everything. So I was just
Yeah.
making them understand, like, bro, like it's not gonna do you guys a favor because other parts of Africa have their own distinct identity. And I was also always pushing for the fact that as much as our artists are enjoying, the buzz and everything on a global level,
Mm-hmm.
custodians of the art form are equally as important because, the stories need to be told. Like, and education also needs to go with the music
Yeah.
so that when you're listening to it for the first time, you understand what you're listening to. Because it's like other parts of the world, the music is properly defined. It's if it's rap, if it's hip hop, if it's trap stemming from a variation of hip hop, if it's drill,
Mm-hmm.
if it's Jersey bounce, like it's properly like defined.
Yeah.
If it's rock, if it's alternative rock, if it's soft rock, pop rock, cocaine rock, whatever rock, heavy metal, like we have like the education is there. So why is it that when it comes to African music, it's just this lazy term of Afro beats, and then now started coming the categories. And it's so
Right.
crazy because it's even now before when you were speaking about like the Rema winning the categories and the American awards.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever had like an Afrobeat category in Nigerian awards. I might be mistaken.
We have actually. We had one. Um, and then even the concept of it was still controversial in
What
terms
what
of
what award? What award
Headies.
was that?
Headies had an Afrobeats category.
Really?
Yeah, they did. I don't know if they
Oh,
still
so
have it now, but the last time we had Headies, it feels like a it feels like a lifetime ago now. But
yeah,
but
exactly. So I'm like, it's like all these things, like it does a disservice, and not just to people that are non-Nigerian,
yeah.
but also Nigerian artists that are not necessarily making music that people would consider Afro beats, right?
Yes. Yes.
And then earlier today, I think I saw a tweet where they were like, Ayra Starr's
Yeah, that
Heaven Baby is
was
number 2 on the Afrobeats chart. Like,
massive
what are we
goof,
really doing?
massive goof, massive goof. And we saw it earlier again with Odile, with the
Do you do
situation he
you do
had.
you, do you
Yes.
not get where I'm coming
No,
from? And it's
those
like
yeah. No, for sure.
I
I think the education is pivotal, of course. To
I
the
feel like at this point is it kind of be like medicine after death because
that's
everyone just
that was gonna be my point. That was gonna be my point
yeah, like
basically.
cause like at that time, bro, I was literally telling niggas like, bro, like it's essential that we make this differentiation early because it's gonna get to a point where it's not even going to be ours anymore, you know. And
Yeah.
like it's just sad because like even for myself, where like I would always consider myself a rap musician,
Yes.
before anything else. And it's like there's so much more musically when it comes to the African continent as opposed to just Afro. I feel like at that time a better term for it would have been Afro pop. And
Yes.
that would have just like
In hindsight, I think again, Afrobeats this term at this point, even though the conversation wasn't necessarily that, and I know you're bringing this up because obviously it's kind of sparked that conversation because obviously the categories here that we're talking about that is being taken out is the term was branded actually as the term Afrobeats, as opposed to like a Grammys
with the S, right?
Yeah, with the S, as opposed to like a Grammys that has like African music, which
Yeah.
still has its own issues that people are pointing out. I think whichever way you cut it, with African music in general, for them is they need a term, they need a label, they need a marketing catchy tag that just helps to summarize music in a lot of ways and package it to a newer audience. I think Afrobeats ended up having a function. It ended up having a function to, in order to drive a movement, to drive this is the music that is being captured within this community, within these cultures. Let's have a term for it in order to simplify it. You know what I mean? To kind of be able to make it like, you know what I mean, palatable and easier to digest and process for a newer audience. And that was the ultimate function for it. I absolutely agree with you that if you look at it in a granular scale, if you zoom in closer at every instance of any genre, you can always find the differences, right? You can always know when a rapper, you know a rapper from a soulful artist, right? You know a high life artist from. So again, Afrobeats just ended up being the term to describe pop music, and it's a pop genre at the core of it. It's a pop genre, and typically about pop genres within any space, they typically they're not pigeonholed to a sound. They're not they're not sonically defined. It's typically culturally defined, right? So that's the disparity that people have right now, because people look at Afrobeats, and trust me, in your submission right now, you kind of approach the conversation through the sonic definition of it, which exists. But there's two arms to Afrobeats. There's a sonic arm to it, but there's the cultural arm to it that says this is the music that the West African from West African music, where what is popular within the contemporary spaces is in West Africa and the diaspora, because that's a big aspect of Afrobeats story too, is the diaspora, the pockets of Africans or Nigerians or Ghanaians in certain parts of the world, like UK, like the US. So it's all intertwined into that. So Afrobeats just is the easier and more digestible term that was just able to function as this is the music that is pop within that culture, right? So we've kind of, it started off with a typical sonic direction, say Johnny by Yemi Alade, think Dorobuchi, you know what I mean? For like there's this particular sonic identity that people have attached to Afrobeats.
I clearly understand what you're
so people have latched to the sonic identity of Afrobeats as that era, as that peak era when it was actually blossoming and booming. But meanwhile, in that same space, we saw a huge pivot towards Amapiano that just came very shortly after, and all those songs within the Amapiano influences also picked up the tag as well. So again, the tag didn't feel like it was a sonic description for something. It was a cultural description, right? So like that's the disparity that the term has, and that's the controversy between the conversations around Afrobeats, because people see it from two different lenses. People look at it from the sonic lens, and I agree with you. Most genres should be defined with the sonics, but in practice, I mean, in theory, it should be just sound and you call it a day. But in practice, even if you look at pop music in America, it's trap one day, it's country another time, it's Adele ballads, it's Ed Sheeran, slap, like, you know what I mean? Their pop music changes. Same way it does ours, basically, right? So that's the disparity again with the Afrobeats conversations. And we just had this conversation when we were talking about Zay Level 10 a few weeks ago. I don't know how many weeks it was. We had the same conversation. We had a similar conversation where.
But are they trying to put Zay Level 10 in Afrobeats?
See. So that's the conversation.
They really trying.
Wait. Let me summarize that episode that we had, because it was long-winded when it came to the idea of Zay Level 10 being Afrobeats just seems like your reaction showed it now. It seems like this is blasphemy. He's a hip-hop artist. You can't do anything. I understand that. Hip-hop artists, okay? Many, not even just, I'm not even going to pin it to hip-hop, but many artists that are predominant in a certain genre have existed in the Afrobeat context. Okay, Yemi Alade didn't start with that. She's a soul artist. She's an R&B artist, right?
Yeah.
That was able to make certain sounds that just became the mainstream like sound and sonic wave at that point. Again. If we're having the cultural conversation about Afrobeats, Zay Level 10 currently is influencing a lot of his style of the bounce in his production, the presentation of his snippets. You know what I mean? There's certain actual attributes that right now the mainstream guys are gonna pick up, and we've seen this before. We saw it with the Hotel Wave. We've seen it that you see. It was all to a while you started seeing candles in Whiskey videos, right?
Oh my God!
Like so like it happens when there are subcultures that exist around Afrobeats, quote unquote, the mainstream essence. But there's always that transition of culture from that subculture. The mainstream guys, obviously mainstream, they get bored, they get tired. They say like, what's the next wave? What's the next? Like we're just talking about Victony's album right now. Obviously the artists that feel eager to change, to evolve in certain ways. And where do they look? Yeah. They look at the ones next to them. In this instance, Zay Level 10. Listen to one of the biggest pop records right now in Nigerian context, Chanel. Listen to the bounce on that.
Chanel is
exactly. Listen to that bounce, and that song can have a mainstream like tag and awareness, and it can easily be lumped into an Afrobeats conversation because of the presence that song has. That's why I'm saying it's a disservice to Zay Level 10 to run away from it when he is actually right now still influencing that space. Why not enter the space, penetrate the space, and have ownership of it? So that was my argument with Zay's like attributes. Like you can still be a hip hop artist. Like you very much can wear two hats at the same time when it comes to this music, bro. When it's like obviously human beings are so complex, you can't pin them to a certain sound. Tems,
you know the funny thing, like, I was even as I was thinking now, sorry to cut in.
No.
But I was even going to reference Idonsky because Idonsky can pass for like a
Thank you. Thank you. Idonsky is there too. Even the record right now, he's interpolating one of the biggest, most significant figures in Afrobeats.
Yeah.
And he's drawing influences from it. He is it. And there's certain slang way he uses. He's also that thing too. When it comes to the cultural aspect, he can be that guy in the cultural aspect. And that's why I say we can have the Zay Level 10 conversation if we agree on the lens at which we're looking at Afrobeats, right? If we're looking at it from a cultural lens, then yes, Zay Level 10 can be in there. Zay Level 10 absolutely has all the audacity to be in there.
If I may.
I think
sorry, Dante.
Sorry, wait, I don't want us to go back to that conversation again, bro, because we've had to. We have more to talk about tonight.
If you clarify the definition you're operating from, most people aren't operating with your definition. That is why disagreement.
No. I know, understand that that's the issue. That's why when Ycee opened up with the conversation, I knew based on how he was talking about it, I knew the definition he was working with, right? And then that's why I put it in context. And made that separation because again, in theory is always different from in practice. In theory, a genre is supposed to have a sound. You should be able to have an indication of the drum pattern, a certain style of chords. Like you should know a genre by that. But in practice, it's not. Because even in hip hop, there's a cultural aspect to hip hop. There's a certain way you move, certain way you dress that people attribute you to hip hop. Because it's more than music at that point. And it's like, it gets to a way in practice too, that Afrobeat is more than just a sound. So I think that's the conversation that we had before, but then again...
Emmanuel Shah.
Yeah.
Like one quick note is that this in theory we're looking at, right? This in theory and practical matters only because we are searching for some level of global acceptance, right?
Yeah.
Like it only matters there because the truth is that no matter how you look at it, Zay Level 10 in the context of a Nigerian artist is a rapper.
Yes.
The same way Quavo in America, no matter how much he has pop records, he's a rapper.
Yes.
Nobody has more pop records than him.
Yes.
But he's a rapper. Do you understand? Like, so within their space, because they're not looking for marketing drivers, they're not looking for, like, culturally, it's the cultural weight
Sorry, AMG,
of
please
their
mute, man.
scene matters to them as highly as any financial gain or marketing gain
Yeah.
because they they generate their own revenue. Like,
Yes.
so what they say goes, what they say works, right? The reason why we have this issue is because we are leaving our space, going somewhere else to try and sell this music.
Exploitation.
Mm-hmm.
By doing that, we then suffer category conversations,
Yep.
right? And I
Yep.
feel like people need to stop taking it personal because that is simply what we're trying to do. We're just looking for money.
Yeah.
If we're not looking for money, we will look to the headies. There's no way the headies is going to nominate Zilla within the same category as
Yeah.
Starlife. It won't
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
It won't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, like nobody's. And no matter how much we want to kill all of them at the headies, they are not that silly. Like unless it's a pop record, and then they'll do song of the year.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if it's like an
Exactly.
artist, if it's like an artist category, they
Mm-hmm.
won't put people sending people together because we understand what we are doing,
Yeah.
right? And that matters to us. But when you take your operations, you ship it to another country,
Mm-hmm.
they are going to start looking for marketing drivers because once again, you only have one slot. You are not
Yeah.
financially viable enough for them to give you
To have
15
many
slots.
slots.
So they're going to give you one. How do we lump all of you together so
Yeah.
that all your fans and supporters will watch this one clip and make this shit go viral?
Yeah.
And then they have to find that term. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, the sweetest term that was landed in their front was Afrobeats. And that's what everybody's going to have to deal with. Because the truth is that if Chanel becomes a fucking big ass record, it's going to be nominated in the same category as
Yeah.
the South African choir in South Africa for African world music. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be in the same place because we're doing it there. But I think when you look at the end of the day, we're not getting it wrong in Nigeria. I don't think anybody
Yes.
is creating.
That's that.
I don't think there's
Yes.
any list or columns.
I
Of
think we
black
all
people
know. Every Nigerian knows. Yes.
Yeah, we know what
No,
it is.
we know our shit
Yeah.
down here now,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
never even a conversation of like genres or
Yeah.
anything because like we know what we listen to, like,
Yeah.
and that's why when I saw that whole like Heaven Baby in Afrobeat
Yeah.
category, I'm like, bro,
See.
that's an R&B. If
It's
I'm not mistaken, that's literally
yeah. No, it's a ballad.
ugh,
It's
God.
it's unfortunate because the people running those spaces, I guess, not to. I mean, it's obvious they don't have the right people running those spaces. Basically, it's
Clearly.
what it is. Like, there's
No,
no
but
other way to
is it
put
that they
it.
don't know? They don't have. They know now. Like people see. Once again, people are not idiots. Like the truth is that they know that that record is not an Afrobeat record. Like you can't surely be
Yeah.
that silly. They
Yeah.
know. They just don't have anywhere they want to put it.
Yeah. And
Nah,
it's
they
No,
have.
no.
the
Okay,
thing is,
Aaron, sorry. Let me shift my words.
they do have where they put it, but the thing
They
is,
do. They
Exactly.
have where they want to put it.
the thing is,
But
the chances
but
of
the
it
funny thing,
standing in those
It
spaces.
won't compete.
Yes,
yeah, like
exactly. That's the issue.
like they have 5 slots. Why would
They,
they give Ira one slot because she features Malik when there's like 6 million artists
yes,
fighting for that slot that
yeah,
have
But
more
I
fans?
have a
More,
question. Sorry to cut it. I have a question, right? Because for the longest time, yeah, because of like my experiences with the industry and like things like awards and charts and I tend to at my younger years I used to look at those things as like PR devices because not saying that, and this is before people will say that I'm saying what I'm about to say is directed at anybody, right? Because of like certain metrics that judge some of like these award categories and these chart spots and these chart placements, right?
yeah,
It's not a secret in the industry that if you want to get into certain positions, there's how you can get there. And I feel like because over the years that has what these things has been or have been, or pardon my English,
right,
but it's like now it's no longer a thing where oh shit. It's no longer a thing where people are looking beyond those PR devices and looking into, okay, is this record actually going to because I feel like the optics of it now, like you said, they have like 5 slots for the actual maybe, ballad charts or the R&B charts, right? They would not want to put an Ayra Starr and Zayn Malik record on maybe like, number 50 or anywhere else that, but it being like number 2 on the UK Afrobeat chart is gonna be a deal. There's gonna be people that the
visibility,
numbers, yeah,
visibility is basically,
exactly. Thank
yeah,
you. That,
yeah.
and I don't know, man. I don't know.
And it's very possible that Irish people probably wanted it there too. Like,
bro, that's only what they want.
speaking of culture, okay, we have some of the much more I mean, biggest or one of the bigger figures in terms of Nigerian music culture right now. I think Asake has been making a lot of effort over the years. Currently on his tour, In God We Trust tour. Okay, he has had three stops right now so far. He has had Chicago, Toronto, and he did Montreal just yesterday. I don't even know if this guy is catching breaks or something, but shout out to them, man. They did Montreal and I guess it was in the space of a day, but bro, back to back. Anyway, man, I have Taj here that was also at the show with me, but we just wanted to do a quick recap before we get into more new music, which I think we do still have. Taj, are you here? Are you still on the stage? Is Taj still here? Damn. All right. Sims is only my account today for Toronto.
I really like to hear you guys' thoughts on the show
Yeah,
though,
man.
because like
All right.
I've asked a couple of people,
Yeah.
so
No, for
I would like
sure.
to hear what you.
Obviously, like Money album is another reason Asake is on the road. Obviously, we had our discussions about the album in earlier instances, but as soon as he dropped a live album, bro, I was itching to see him on tour with this album, because obviously live music just does something else for you in terms of finding affinity to the songs, to the album, and it just makes more sense to enjoy that album with a crowd full of people that are also enjoying the album. You know what I mean? Have that communal feeling to it. I always enjoy that. So it was a no-brainer to go see Asake this tour, bro. It was a no-brainer. Obviously, the catalog that he has so far, yeah, you have no reason not to see him. So, but the Chicago show happened. I saw some clips. I saw, or at least I heard the receptions. Actually, I was thinking of having Okuchi come join us tonight. I think he might be able to make it, but so many like not so pleasant things were said about the Chicago stop. And I looked at the clips too. It was quite evident why people had that feeling. They felt a lot of his energy on stage wasn't up to par as far as someone that is supposed to command a room full of 20,000 plus people. His energy personally did not match that audience or did not match that status. And then you could definitely see it. You know what I mean? As far as the stage presence, you can attribute more of that to the dancers that he was having. But as soon as I got to the Toronto, when it got to the Toronto stop, you could definitely feel like, I don't know, maybe, but he definitely felt the Chicago noise, or at least the noise that came after that. I think it definitely got to him, because there were so many instances of him actually trying to compensate or at least try to shift his energy a bit to match what would command the room. Granted, a lot of people have tried to contextualize this and say this is the money era. He's supposed to be laid back like a boss man and do all of that. But Omo, he still showed up. He still had moments where he
That's
was
not what
like,
we came here for.
yeah, he still showed up, exactly. Like he still showed up regardless of it being like a supposedly nonchalant approach that he's supposed to have right now. But I think he showed up musically, like he was, his mic was on, like he was rapping every line per se. I think that was more of where the cardio was for him, was him actually rapping all his verses and doing everything. And I would attribute that for him to do that for like 2 hours. It's not easy. Like, to be honest, it's not easy. But he has such a strong catalog right now that it almost gets to a point where regardless, you're gonna have a good time, right? It feels like there's a certain catalogs right now. I see Wizkid having that catalog. I see Davido having that catalog. Burna having that catalog, where it's the music that is doing the heavy lifting, right? It's the songs that the memory, you know every line for line, you know what's coming there. So it's like it almost feels like a party that is Asake themed, as opposed to like as opposed to an Asake concert. So I could see how people can walk away feeling that he was too reserved for that party element. But to be honest, the production doesn't help him. The production on the stage felt very, very, very small. And I hate this every time. I've gone to Scotia so many times, and I hate this setup every time. He did it in his first show. they always tuck him into one side of the hall. I love a T shaped, like I love the runner. I love an aspect of the show where you can see the artists actually have more room to be playful. All he had to do was
Runway.
just like a runway basically. All he had to do was just to run up to the top of the stairs and come back. Maybe there's one island here for the drummers here, there's one island for the singers. He would go between those two islands here and there. But at the same time, he didn't feel like he had enough room to really flex and be playful like his usual self. But one thing he did in his last show in Scotia was actually, this was his skating era. So he was skating on the stage. So that was one thing that was actually a fun moment there. And then he did this thing where he was sprinting across the arena, where he's like actually in the crowd and doing all that stuff within the crowd. None of that this year, except the moments where he came down to the media dugout, where he was doing the the squats with the lady there. I'm like, bro, it was a moment for sure. Everybody was acting like, wait, where is he? As he was rapping skillful, because you couldn't tell where he was at that time. And by the way, the graphics, I love the graphics, but bro, the objective of the graphics should at least to be able to see, it's an arena. Some people don't have like 2020 vision, microscopic vision. They needed a bit more in terms of actually having like, I mean, a few screens across the hall, like to really, really capture where he is or what the energy is like. They were obviously going for a creative thing, so they added mad filters over the shots that you had of him, so you could barely see him. Sometimes to be a black and white or a filtered like image of him as he's on the mic. So it wasn't, if I can imagine, for anyone that was probably like nosebleeds or maybe 200 or 300 level up, they probably would have felt very distant from him in terms of that connection. So the screens didn't help, the production didn't help, the fact that it was a small stage, it didn't help. But only thing that helped is obviously the grand nature of composers being who the fuck they are, bro. Like, those guys are magnificent at what they do. They can carry a room. But even from the part where they had an intermission where Asake went back to obviously rest, catch his breath and change, they were doing a run of so many of his hits and songs that obviously they had to do, because he can't perform everything. So they did some run there, and those guys really, really carried the show. There were two guys that came in front. They were like, I think one with the guitar, one was just on the mic, and they were just going crazy in terms of interacting the crowd, playing some of the backing tracks of the songs, and obviously doing the instrumentals over it. So it was fun. It was energetic. It was a good. Again, if you're there with your guys, if you're there with people that even you don't even need to know people there, bro. Everybody is connected by the Asake energy. So everybody's rapping lines to each other back to back, and it's like, yeah, that was the energy of the show overall. You had a good time, but then again, you can definitely see that, yeah, production was a setback for him, man. But overall, man, I had a ball, bro. I had a ball. And one thing that I love about Asake concerts, bro, this is the second time, so it's like a family reunion, bro. Everybody you've known in this Nigeria, Canadian space, everybody that you've come across, say it's beats, high school, university, or college that you went to here, everybody shot outside for Asake. So it was a packed house. Okay, like everybody was shoulder to shoulder. Nobody even respected each other's seats, bro. Like, people were just moving around. It just felt like a cookout, or everybody was just catching up. I was just running into so many people, bro. It was a good vibe overall, man. And that was, for me, if anything, like that's the thing I can attribute to an Asake show, is that it's getting people along, it's getting people together, compared to like a Burner show or a Davido show where the audiences is kind of a mixed bag. You see more cultures like in there, but to the Asake show, you probably see the white babes you see are probably like babes that are dating Nigerian guys. You know what I mean? So it's like that's the threshold of how this diversity quota, bro, was that. But it just feels like a family reunion over time, man. But anyway, that was my overall feeling. It's a good show. It's a good set. If he's coming to a city near you, definitely you don't want to miss out, bro. His catalog right now at this point of his career, I'm just in awe what he has been able to do in such a short period of time, bro. This man has the aura of a legacy act, bro, in terms of his catalog, in terms of how much music he has to engage a crowd. He's just so much music to work with. But overall, man, it was a good time. I wish there were other people there that were on the show from Toronto. I think Taj was here, but he kind of fell off on his connection. But yeah, man, that was the Toronto show overall from my POV. Let me see. I don't think Okuchi is here, is he? Okay, Okuchi is here. Because Okuchi was on the Chicago set. So I guess we can compare notes to see how his show felt like, because I feel we had a better show, man. I feel we had a better show. Obviously, because thanks to the noise of the Chicago people to help us carry it. But I'm sending the invite up to him, man. What's good? Okuchi, what's good?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Loud and clear, be HD.
HD.
Right.
Hope you're not cooking, Sha.
No.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
I'm about to cook metaphorically, but
okay, yeah. All right, man. Bless. How did you find the Chicago show, bro?
That shit was weak. It was weak as fuck. He was. Hold on, 1 second.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys can still hear me, Abby?
Yeah, we can.
All right, cool. It was just really weak, bro.
Right.
I would let me start with the good stuff. Okay, so it's not all negative. Asake is like Facebook in 2010, right? We're just bringing Negroes from across the city together, like people that I haven't seen in years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like niggas, I thought they deported. Like they were just coming out the bunker.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is like, bro? My boys were running into their exes like from 3 years ago. This nigga show.
Expected.
I was like, yo, this is crazy. I even ran into like 5 people that listen to my podcast at the concert. So it was like, that's how like for Nigerians really come out for
sure, man.
Like if ICE had Nigerians at the top of their list, they would have been eating good that night because everybody was fucking there.
No one call ICE, bro. I beg.
No.
This kind of ideas, man.
You're right. Make I know louder. So it was that was dope. That was something, like, as far as the experience is concerned.
Yeah.
As far as the performance, it was weird because, of course, this tour was advertised as an Uncle Waffles type, like, Uncle Waffles. Now, I wish they're as loud about what cities people aren't going to be in, when they announce these things. Because I came in expecting to see some waffles.
She wasn't here too.
No waffles.
No waffles, man.
When the show started at exactly, so it was advertised for 8:30. At exactly 9:08, the lights went off. So I'm thinking, the typical Afrobeats concert, at least here in the States, is, there'll be a hype man, somebody will play music, DJ will play music, you know what I'm saying? Like, get people hype before the star comes in. None of that happened. It was just like straight in there, no Vaseline. Like, he just, like, lights just went off. And we started hearing like music, like instruments. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe they're doing like a sound check.
Wait, did they give you guys a hype man?
No, there was no hype man. That's what I'm saying. There was no hype man.
That's insane.
Nothing. He just arose in an elevator or some shit. Like, and the instrumentation started. So everybody was like gasping, like, is that really him? Or is that like,
Right.
Then he started singing and it was like, oh shit. Then everybody now started scrambling to their seats. Yeah, because all the niggas with the freaky ass niggas where they eat hot dog at 9 p.m. started running from the food stands to come back to the show because nobody expected the start. So he started, bro, for the first half of the performance, Asake stood in one spot.
Yeah.
And like all he was doing was a leg tap on the floor and he was holding the mic close to his mouth. So I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on? Like, this is not the Asake that I see in videos across different cities across the world doing performances. The first time he performed in Chicago, I missed it. This is Mr. Money in the with the Vibes era. That was the last time he was in Chicago. And of course, he was excited. He was happy to be there, so he was performing his ass off. But I wasn't there for it. So I'm thinking, okay, let me get the Asake experience this time. Baba was not moving. Like his body language was like he didn't want to be there. At least in Toronto, this nigga was airlifting one babe like that.
Yeah, bro.
I'm like, shey babe, no, this Chicago to airlift. If you had done that, at least that would have been something exciting for me.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that. So the first half, he was mostly in one spot. Occasionally, he would walk over to one of the singers and stand beside them or stand right by the people playing drums. For those drums didn't fit with the music. I don't know what the fuck was going on there, but that's a side note. Then at one point, I don't know if he took a break to go and shit or something, but one short guy in all black now came out and was lip syncing Asake songs. And we were all like thinking,
Oh,
like, what the fuck? We're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, for like a good 15 minutes, somebody else came out and Asake songs were playing and he was lip syncing. You point the mic towards the crowd, then he would just like, they would not
yeah.
be
So
jumping and being
so
like,
so the hype man basically, but he
there
was
was a
trying
hype
to.
man. Like it
Yeah.
was a commercial break almost. Like there
Right.
was a hype
Right.
man. But the
Wait.
songs that we
If
wanted
you
to
say
see
so.
Asake perform,
Yeah.
huh?
That's crazy. That's crazy because it was composers that did our own intermission.
You see the fuckery. You niggas got like drums and
Yeah.
instruments, and we got one random guy jumping up and down to
Yo,
Ashake's music.
that's insane. That's insane.
Okay. So then when Ashake came, because I know it was not an outfit, because the only thing that changed was he went from full white jacket to sleeveless. So I was
Mm,
like, you couldn't have been changing fits then, because you just came out in the same
yeah.
fit. I don't know, maybe you needed to use the bathroom. I don't know what happened. Then when he came out, that's when he now danced a little bit more. I have 22 videos from that concert,
Wow.
and Ashake is not dancing in any of them.
Yo.
That's
Yo,
how bad
man.
it was.
Yeah.
And when he danced, he did that, that I don't know if he did it at you guys' show, where he was fake juggling an invisible ball. I don't know
No,
if he did
no,
that
I
where
don't think he did. No, I didn't catch that one.
he didn't give you the invisible leg over.
No, he didn't do this.
Oh, that's nuts. Okay, we got the privilege of seeing him juggle an invisible ball. Like all the things, up to when they juggle the ball and
Please
then
help.
they'll let it
Yeah.
land behind your neck and now do this way, they'll now raise it.
All those
He did all of
freestyles.
that. Except
That's
there was no ball.
no.
I wish I was shitting you guys.
Yo, that's funny, man.
Now, sidebar, right? When we came into the concert, this is an arena, supposed to be an arena, like this is like a 2K arena.
Yeah.
I thought there would be like heavy security. Bro, we just kind of walked in like it was nothing. I was like, oh shit, okay. Then
Have
the
you gone to
second
other
half.
concerts in that arena before?
No. Davido was there like a year or two ago. I didn't go. So I haven't
Oh,
been
okay.
there. I was
Okay.
just still surprised. It's Ashake now. I was thinking,
Yeah.
okay, there'll be heavy, but it wasn't heavy. Then when the
Interesting.
dancers came out, they were all wearing like police type, vest and shit, like uniform.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, there's the security. Like these are the niggas that were supposed to be securing the venue. And they're up here dancing.
We need to stop you, please.
Oh my
They were,
gosh.
and you know what's
Oh
crazy
my god,
about
I'm dying.
the
Yeah.
entire production came off like it was very amateurish.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? One second, guys.
Yeah, man. This is
Sorry,
crazy.
was that show arena? Like what was the
An
capacity?
arena. It was
Was
an
it
arena.
Oh, oh
It
wow.
was an arena.
Maybe he was constipated.
Was there are you talking about the
The
Chicago
Chicago,
or
yeah,
the
Chicago show.
Yeah, this was in Chicago, guys.
Yeah.
So the dancers were wearing like police uniform. I was wondering like what's the significance of this uniform, you guys? If he was still doing that his military era thing, I might have understood it, but I didn't. I don't know what that was. What that was about.
Yeah.
The problem I had was the dancers at some point now kept repeating the same dance moves. So I was wondering, like, how long did you guys even take to prep for this show if you're just doing leg work the entire time?
Ah,
Like,
bah.
no. Guys, I'm not exaggerating. They were like, it
Yo.
was like, okay, it's like, like when you were kids and you go to a birthday party and they say they're doing dance competition. And then you start doing that awkward shit. Everybody starts hyping you up. So you think spamming it is going to make the team more exciting.
See, don't
Asake
call
That's kind of
continue
what
his
happened.
ego, which was
Like
see, don't
people
call
like
for
hailed
easiest
them one
people,
time.
man. Don't call for easiest people, bro.
Sorry, can I just give a bit of insights, right? The choreographer is more than likely in Nigeria.
Yes.
So they're coordinating via Zoom.
Oh,
Oh,
in
that's
Nigeria.
nasty.
Wait, in
So
Nigeria
no,
is what you mean.
You're making it worse,
yes.
man. Jesus.
No.
I-
I'm trying to like
Is
explain. Okay,
is
so
that
what
is
happens
that
is that
regular? Is that common?
yes, due to budgets, Abby.
Jesus.
For a
Mr.
lot of
Money, they
these camps,
budget.
no, not just Ashake, but due to budgets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
I will say this: like I've priced myself out. So
Mm.
what has now
Right.
happened is that they work with a lot of they will have like one choreographer. So that
Mm.
choreographer might be in Nigeria. So obviously the budget would be more for them because I live in the States.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So maybe if it's like a
Interesting.
$10,000 budget, that makes more sense for a Nigerian. So what that choreographer will now do, they would record all the choreography that they and their team have put together. Depending on where the artist is going, they will now find dancers in that location and then send them the
Oh.
links to the videos so they learn it, and then maybe they'll have
Oh,
like a couple Zoom
oh my
what's it called,
God.
sessions where they'll fine tune it. So it's probably, his show is probably gonna get better as it progresses.
So do we know that for sure is it set up?
No, shows
Or
get better as they progress normally.
of course. But I'm
Yeah,
saying in
yeah,
terms of the
yeah.
dancers, in terms of the zooming in thing, do we know that for sure as Ashake's setup right now?
I know Ashake's choreographer is Ikena. Ikena lives in Lagos.
Oh, okay.
He's normally able to travel to Europe, but America, the visa situation is not really that easy
Yeah.
to get.
Yeah.
So he has like dancers in North America that he might use. But obviously, if he's going to more places, so now you have to onboard more people. But he's the head choreographer for Ashake.
Got you. Okay.
Easy. This shit just pissed me off. I'm about to go and file a dispute for the money I paid for that ticket. Because no way I'm paying
No,
$150
Oh,
dollars
come
and
on,
you're
man.
going to zoom. You're
No.
going to zoom dance me. What
No,
the
no,
but
fuck?
from what she's saying it's common.
no.
She's saying it
I
happens.
Okay, it's
Yeah, but it's not just on
damn.
Ashake. It's the
Yeah.
state of Afrobeats in the global scene.
That's
They just
nasty.
don't have the budgets.
Yeah.
No, that's
That's
nasty.
that's nasty. Because typically Chicago doesn't get the first day treatment.
Yeah. Okay.
To me, it was like this is the first day, so I was thinking, energy would be higher, and he didn't dance, and I was like, what are you saving your energy for, New York? So anyway, that all that happened.
Probably New York, actually.
Yeah, probably New York. And it was crazy because while the performance was not happening, one nigga in front of me was now watching monkey videos while Ashake was performing. I was
Monkey
like, there's no
videos?
way you're that tap. Yeah, like videos of monkeys swinging off of trees and shit. So I was like, there's no way you're that tapped out that like in the middle of an Ashake concert you are like
Damn.
watching Nat Geo Wild or something.
Damn.
But it was that kind of. But the music carried because people were vibing. Like a lot of these songs, like the work of art songs, the Mr. Money with Vibe songs.
Yeah.
There's a lot of emotion and nostalgia attached to it. So people were making the best out of the situation. So the vibes were dope. Like good people were around. It was a fun time.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
performance itself was weak. I say that to say you can say somebody put on a bad performance and still say you had a good
You
time.
had a good time.
Like those
Yeah,
two things.
for sure.
Yeah, those two things can still happen. So it was a blast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the performance itself, it was terrible. And I talked to other people after the show to see maybe it was just me. Maybe I was expecting too much. But everybody I talked to was like, "Yo, it was disappointing.
No,
This is what we expected."
that was the resounding like commentary from Chicago in general. Like you saw it. You felt it. People on TikTok, like, yeah, the energy was.
Yeah, it was
there.
that kind of thing. What I didn't like is the Torontoans and the Torontos that were now trying to shit on Chicago and were like, "Oh, it's just you
It's
guys.
the
I don't know what you
energy.
guys are
Yeah, I
talking
think
about.
to be
It's your
fair,
energy." All of y'all.
to be fair, my mind entered there. I was like, wait, is it like Chicago?
No.
Is it like Chicago?
You guys will not blame us for that. We know what we saw.
People in Toronto also complain too now. So
I mean, that's the thing. Of course, it's always gonna be.
So people in Toronto.
It's gonna be a mixed bag. It's gonna be a mixed bag for sure.
I asked people. I know some people said it was great. I saw people that put out their own reviews. I don't even know how to ask them where they said performance 5/10, but everything else badges 100/10.
Yeah. There were definitely a lot of baddies there.
Yeah.
So Ashake brought out a lot of people, but the performance was poor, mediocre, if I should add.
Yeah.
I don't like the excuse people are giving. Oh, it's the theme of the album.
Yeah,
so laziness is the theme of the album.
Yeah, I'm not buying the theme. No, for sure. Yeah, I'm not even buying that as the.
Let's not make excuses for mediocrity. And it's not everything that is a philosophical issue. Sometimes the nigga is just on bullshit, and you have to just put it out there that niggas on bullshit. Because this is how they get by doing shit like this and giving you poor performances. I don't know about you guys, but I work very hard for my money. So when I pay to see a concert, I'm not paying you to come and do karaoke at your own show and make the best out of it. I'm paying you to put on a performance for me.
Yeah.
All these excuses about all these other reasons why somebody did not put on a good show, I really am not trying to hear it. I would rather you don't even show face at all.
Yeah. No, for real.
So that's it for me.
That makes sense. All right, man. Shout out Okuchi, man, for being our Chicago correspondent tonight. You should definitely check out his podcast, man. Unreleased.
Underground unreleased. You guys definitely,
Underground on release, bro. Look at me
Yo, this
butchering.
that
Yeah,
nigga
man.
that be flaming niggas on his pod, bro.
Yes, it is.
oh shit.
It is him. It is him.
Why say I no go lie? You been day stove one day, oh man, no lie,
I know
GG.
say go don't cook me before, don't worry. I know say go don't cook me before, don't worry.
No, it
But
is,
wait,
man.
what you cook me for though? I go like, no, was this some spicy shit?
Okay. I'm not gonna lie. When after Abi Olodo
Olodo
uprising,
uprising, yeah.
Olodo uprising, I was kind of like, hey dog, you went to the Olodo uprising headquarters after you did that interview. I don't know if you should be this gung ho about calling niggas out. Because
But you see,
Kata is the head boy
And
but
here,
see,
of the uprising, is he not?
you responded to that
yes, God,
before.
Yeah,
okay,
so I'm like,
yeah.
you said that nigga was spitting in your face and everything, and you just
No,
can't
he didn't
excuse.
spit though. I will say for a fact that Kata didn't spit that night. I promise you, he spit,
Oh
but
no,
that night he didn't spit.
no, guy, I slowed down. No, I slowed down the screen. You get one time where he touch your eye,
Bro, this
oh
nigga
no,
might take you
and
lessons,
you
bro.
like he touch your eye. No lie, he touch your eye, and you played it well. You played it off
But
real
I
good, man.
had shades on, so I can't tell. I had shades on the whole time.
I did tell
But
you.
see, you know
So
what's so crazy, yeah?
what?
I honestly, I feel so bad about how, because if I could go back and maybe
Yeah,
like redo that whole thing,
yeah,
I'll probably like call more names and not allude to the fact that I was trying to like pick on Pella,
Pella,
right?
right.
Another
yeah,
thing I was gonna say is like I spoke about Olodo Uprising in length
right,
before we now got to me saying Pella culture. So it wasn't a
right,
situation where I was saying Pella is an Olodo or anything. I was
yeah,
just saying like, bro, this is whole shtick of, guys, I know go school, this, that. Bro, like, I think my own P is just, it's not even about like his educational background. It's just like certain cues that as a guy, you should know. Because I think my first instance of me looking at this nigga like sideways was backstage at Olamide's concert where he was on stream and there's a babe sitting beside him. And the next thing he asked the babe, have you been pregnant before? Or are you pregnant? Something along those lines. And she's obviously taken aback. And then he, leans into it more and is like, your stomach, the way your stomach, da 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 da.
Jeez, man.
And then like after the whole comic became, then the pod dropped, and then people are now bringing more instances of him just being on dumb shit, right?
Right.
So it was like I personally have nothing against him, bro. Like everybody, because everybody's like, yeah, he's putting food on the table. By all means, yes, but it's like it's gonna get to a point, bro. Like and that's just by the way. But like the day I recorded that podcast, I recorded the pod in the afternoon. And at night, I was on
No,
Kata
Kata
FA
Ife.
stream.
Yeah.
So it's like, and the thing about Kata Speed is like, Kata has been on my case to come on his stream from like beginning of this year. I think since I did when I did Drum was Man to Man, he was literally like, bro, this nigga joined my TikTok live. Like, he wants me to come to his shit. And I initially did not want to do it because I was just like, bro, like, I might go there and this nigga might post some funny shit and I don't know how I would react you know. So it was like we had an understanding. I just let him know, like, bro, like there's do's and don'ts, like, bro, like no funny shit, bro. Like I'm just here to just, talk about the album and just kick it, right? And then on the day this thing was like, if I'm coming, I should wear Agbada. And I was like, bro, you pushing it. So it was like, I mean, it was fun, and for me, I even got like a better understanding of he himself because, like, bro, this nigga is literally just 24 years old. Like, not to excuse anything, but like these guys are literally young guys. And in Kata's case, he's always been that shock and awe type. Like, if you go
Yeah.
back to his skits,
Yeah.
like it's been his,
That's his bag.
P.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his vibe. But I don't even want to talk about Pella anymore because I feel like every time I talk about this guy, people just say I'm a hater.
Bro, I feel like
And
you'll be exhausted of this topic by now, but
exactly.
I
So
don't
it's
know.
like, yeah, but I thought he was going to say he cooked me on some music PO, but if you cooked me for a load uprising, I
No,
don't
no,
I
no,
don't
no, 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 no. On the music P, you're safe. I think you're
Yeah.
safe on
I,
that
I
end. It
thank
was
my
just
God.
the
I thank the Lord.
yeah, and it's fun to know that you sent Kata Efe rider like no baby powder,
Nah,
no
bro, none of
all the
that
things
shit,
where you
bro. I
know
told
what
him no
for
no
the
DDL
show.
bandits as well, because I know that
Right,
nigga
right,
be
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. But anyway, man, shout out to Ycee and Okuchi, bro. Appreciate you guys, man. I don't know if there's any other submissions on Asake tonight, but do we have our Belema is up tonight.
Otherwise, yo.
Points list. I
Yes.
don't know.
We've not even talked. We've not even opened it
that
yet.
list.
We've not opened it yet. We've not opened it yet, but we're about to just now. Did you want to say something about it? But
I wanted to say you people need to believe in the future of Thames. Believe in Thames. Thames is the future. Thames has something to tell you people. And finally, she has turned around and the world shook. So all of you will be fine. People that
she
were
Did you
fin-
say
looking at
she
Thames
turned
she
around
says
and
she
the world
finally
shook?
turned
she has
around and
turned
the
around.
world shook. But she's been turning around though.
No, she's been turning around. There's just more effects now. Maybe she's been taking some
I
classes. I
can
don't know.
see everything.
Turning around.
Anyway,
Why it's funny because when she turned around, she was singing crazy things happening. I really and
that's the only song that makes her turn around. To be fair, which other song would make her turn around? Is it
yeah.
like "Love Me
Yeah.
Jeje" or something?
That was really cute. And then the biggest thing that came out of All Points East that I know people complained a lot about was that they gave Ira the small speech, kind of like Coachella
Belema, you sound so choppy. Network is
side,
network.
and you got
Yeah, you put inside microwave right now.
oh hold on.
Yeah, but I know you're about to reference that Ira had a show, and it felt like they had underplayed or downplayed the.
Can you hear me now?
It's still choppy.
Can
It's
you hear me now?
it's you sound fried, man. Sorry.
Chipmunks.
A terrible stage.
Sorry. It's not sounding good. But yeah, just on the point that Belema is trying to make, but network is not aligned now too. Ira's apparently the reports are that Ira's show was I guess underestimated as far as the capacity goes, that there was a little tent that they gave to her. Meanwhile, this is a festival that has different stages, different sets, and some bigger than others. And they gave Stargirl a fairly smaller space that she needed to have. It was so crowded. Some people complained about not even getting to see her and be visual. So it showed that there was a lot of demand for her, bro. It showed a lot of demand. The timing of it too. The album had just come out, so it made sense that there was a lot of people piling up to see her. And from the looks of it, it looks like she had a good set. It's just like had a good time. K1 came out. I mean, did a thing.
They should wait for our tour.
Yeah.
She's coming on tour. They'll see her then.
So Ira is on K1's tour?
No.
So
Our
sorry.
own tour. Like,
Where
Oh,
you
okay.
now?
like they'll see
Okay.
her.
Yeah, man. K1 the ultimate. People were already started doing
K1 the ultimate.
they were doing boyfriend.
They're whining on the stage.
Yeah, they were doing boyfriend allegations immediately. I'm like, come on, man. Like niggas don't even know that. That's not even a guy. But
I hate Nigerian men.
oh,
I hate
man.
Nigerian men because all acting like you don't have that in your country.
Belema, the mic is not allowing you.
Belly, you're sounding like an Autobot right now.
Belema, the mic is not allowing you today, man. Unfortunately. But we definitely feel the energy as you loud down. You felt the energy very well. Don't worry, the message is received. No, but I think Ira had
But
it.
at least this is gonna work out in her favor because it would have been embarrassing if maybe they put her in a big stage and it didn't pack up. But
Yeah.
now that she has the small stage, there's demand.
Yep.
I think it's working out in her favor.
Definitely did. And I'm sure there's also that element of, oh, why are people going there? Why are people rushing there? That probably have influenced people that probably were not even too familiar with Ira. So like, yeah, man, good look overall for her. I'm not too familiar with this festival for sure because obviously it's in the UK, but it goes on in a couple years, and Georgia Smith and Tems were the headliners this year, right?
They were the headliners.
So yeah, man, you never know. Maybe Ira is headlining this in the future. You never know, man. Anyway, but what else is there new music wise to cover before we wrap it and call it a night? We're about to hit the mark, but shout out to everybody that was able to join us in space. Ycee, of course, Dara Mola, everyone else has been able to share their thoughts. This was dope. This was fantastic, man. If you're new to the space, definitely lock in, hit us and give us a follow. If you missed some of it on space, don't worry. We catch you on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, and YouTube as well. So this will be repurposed on those platforms. So lock in for sure.
A moral lesson
More
of
or less,
today.
yes, please take us away.
If you want to be a star in life,
Mm-hmm.
you have to be a girl and live life.
Uh-uh.
And in the words, if you are not star girl or star life, I don't know what to tell you. And in the words of my brother in the Lord, Mr. Chukwebuka, 21 and dangerous. What I want now, after this beautiful last 3 weeks, is I want a situation where we have Mrs. Money, Mr. Paper, and
And Swagalomo.
Armed and Dangerous. Yes, all of them, 3 of them, put them inside a song so that they can combine together and give us magic.
Interesting.
This
All
is
right.
the greed that they speak about in the Bible.
I swear.
Don't worry about it.
All right.
Armed and Dangerous was beautiful, even though Emmanuel did not, But
Who said I did not? Who said I did not like? Did you
I
guys
know
even
you were
watch?
talking about Young John.
Did you guys watch my review at all?
No, that's a
Fuck
different conversation, brother man.
Anyway. Appreciate you guys, man. Love the conversations that we got to address tonight. Great submissions all around, man. Shout out Ycee yet again. Appreciate you coming on and being so chill about
Shout out
all the
Ycee.
topics
Shout out
tonight.
Ycee. Come back to Nigeria. Your fans miss you.
I come. Hopefully this December.
Nice, man. Shout out Ycee, of course, man. Dante, Adeus, everybody that's able to. Okuchi, of course, man. Appreciate you guys, man. And we'll see you guys next week, Monday, same time, same place. Have a good week. We out. Peace.